We got numbers there, Chief.
We got numbers? All right. All right, guys. We are rolling with episode number 395. Light them up. Had to make sure our little thing got updated.
Yeah, it did.
Marquee.
I got the marquee.
Cool. Just a shout out to our friends over at the Motorcycles and Misfits podcast. They are scheduled to have their 300th
episode?
Or 500th?
500th episode.
Yeah.
500th
Jeez.
episode. They're going to do a celebration for it, I think on December 3rd, 4th, or 5th, something like that. Let me get you the actual deets.
We're all going to have to fly out there for that.
Well, I am flying out there for that. So that's December 3rd. That's a Saturday.
That's cool.
And they're going to be renting a local theater in Santa Cruz to kind of have the event in, an old movie theater space. So they're going to be doing that. And Liza called me and she's like, "Hey, Phil, I'd really like you to be out there because, we always do so much stuff with the Misfits. It's a lot of fun." Yeah. And I was like, well, she didn't know it, but I already bought a ticket. And she's like, "I want you to be out there. I really want, you know what? I got some Patreon money stashed aside. I'll even pay for your ticket."
I'm a little strapped for cash. That'd be good.
And I was like, "Yeah, I already bought a ticket. Yeah, I'm already coming. That's it." I was like, but it blew the surprise because I wanted to just do the normal Phil Waters and Santa Cruz thing where you fucking show up.
I'm at the airport. Anybody want to come pick me up?
Yeah, right. And that's the other thing too about Santa Cruz is, you want to fly into San Jose, not into San Francisco.
Oh.
But on the vast majority of flight booking softwares, when you say you want to fly into San Jose, SJC, it will go, "You're clearly an idiot. You clearly want to fly into SFO, and I'm going to rebook everything for SFO." So I put in the request in all the various different travel software things, and I'm like, "Oh, there's a good flight. No stops. Cleveland to SFO." And I'm like, but you see, that's one of those things. Shut the fuck over, right? But that's the amateur move, because the difference between going into San Jose and going into San Francisco, it's a big difference. And like getting from San Francisco to Santa Cruz for the podcast, I've done it. It's not pleasant. And I've even tried using their light rail. So there's a light rail that takes you from, or a train system that takes you from San Francisco to San Jose, but then you've got to take a bus type thing from San Jose to Santa Cruz. It adds like 2.5 to 3 hours to your journey. It's not fucking worth it. So instead you got to take fly from Cleveland into Minneapolis and then into San Jose or whatever. So it is funny, but your options when you decide to go to San Jose instead of San Francisco do not fucking get better. They get way worse. So it's a tough thing. And I know that Liza was saying that flying from San Jose into Cleveland also wasn't a pleasant experience. So they had to shuffle around a little bit. But super excited to go out there.
Nice.
Now, I had done some thinking. I'd done some math because, we're at episode number 395.
Oh, shit.
And part of me thought, well, I could just take the R2 unit. Mm-hmm. And I could just record a 15-minute podcast every single day and drop a 15-minute podcast every single day. And then we could be episode number 500 at the same time they're at episode number 500.
That would be funny.
So she could be out there and she'd be like, "We're celebrating our 500th episode," and be like, "Well, we just dropped our 501." So
Yeah. You have to one up them and
Take
be
that.
like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we got there first."
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
nobody really said that we have to go in order.
No, that's also true.
Oh,
We've
shit,
proven
yeah.
that. Right. Yeah. We've proven that.
Just go straight to 501 then.
Back up.
Still.
Oh, guys, sorry.
Welcome to podcast 499.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
we'll
instead
make
of
sure to
400,
drop
it'll be
episode 501.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Or just to make sure we don't look too obvious, we can
Right.
start right now by being
399,
Wait,
500.
I got it. So most of these podcasts are worth one number.
Yeah.
What if we do 100 number podcast where it's like we give something away, we go for 4 hours, it's fucking crazy. We call that 100 hour, 100 episode.
Just retroactively go back and cut them up. They're 2.5 hours. So
Right,
just
right.
Dice them
Technically,
up in
we could.
yeah.
In fact, yesterday, just to let you guys know,
Yeah.
I started running out of room on drive, so I had to do the shuffle.
Right. Yeah.
And I have all the ones that I've ever recorded, and most of the ones before that.
Yeah.
That we're here together.
Yeah.
So
After
I have,
episode 93.
Yeah. So I have 300 some fucking episodes.
I know. Yeah.
And we're up to about
How many gigs?
3.2 terabytes of podcasts. So, because I have I back them up to a 4 terabyte drive, and there's only about a little bit
You
left.
picked it up and it's really heavy.
Yeah, it's filling up now.
Oh boy, this one's full.
I don't want it to leak.
No,
you don't want
it's
episodes
You
leaking
can't have
out.
those leaking out.
You can feel them swishing
Yeah,
around. in there.
there's barely any room left in this one.
Don't mix them up.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
Don't shake it up.
Fucking crazy, man. So I just because I want to bring folks up to speed. This time of the year, Cleveland, it's gorgeous now. I mean, everything's the colors that we all love. So everything outside is a beautiful, shades of browns and oranges and reds. And yeah, it's pretty great right now. And this is my absolute favorite time of the year to be a motorcycle enthusiast. Absolutely. Because the shop business has slowed way down. So the shop business has slowed way down. And that gives me an opportunity to ride the bike to work and back every morning because I don't have to worry about picking up a bike here or there or needing the truck or whatever.
Here a bike, there a bike.
Here, oh God, they're everywhere, man. And so we're also starting to pick up the bikes for winter storage. That's happening now. So the winter storage thing, we decided this year to be fun about it. And we were doing $450 for winter storage. And then I got this idea. I was like, oh, well, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just charge people $400 flat rate? No tax, no nothing, cash money. Do it 1950 style, right? Because it's not really happening as part of the business. It's the warehouse I have anyway. It's my warehouse. Let's do it. Let's just do it cash on the barrelhead. And that's what we're doing. So we're doing it that way, saving people a lot of money.
So all your bikes are $400.
Yep. I know, right? Chris is like, oh, all right, game on, baby. I'm going to hurt you on this one. Yeah, that's it. But that's what we're doing. We're doing $400 a bike. And it's been fun. And a lot of people are taking advantage of it because any other place around here that does storage, there's a logarithm and an app you have to download to like figure out what your storage is going to cost you. The one place that advertises, they do like $40 a month. And I'm like, $40 a month is like, it's in the gravel parking lot behind the building.
Right.
Yeah, with one cable lock going through it. Oh, you wanted that indoors. Oh, no, that's $120 a month. Oh, you wanted it in a building that isn't filled with bats and rains inside. Oh, that's $150.
Wait, you want electricity?
You want to hook to a battery tender?
Oh, dude,
hold on, man. We don't have any power in that building.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to have to run a generator the whole
And meanwhile,
time.
our warehouse is always heated to 55 or better. And I've got electricity going to every single bike, battery tender on every single bike.
I can tell you that storing a bike just sort of in the edge of the woods
Yes.
is not a great
It's
idea.
not the best idea. Or, yeah.
What if you put a tarp over the top of it?
Not a great
Not
idea.
a great idea. So, John,
Yeah.
would you like to express the buddy scooter that you got at AMA Vintage Days?
Yeah. So, you mentioned it was a nice day. I've kind of been yearning. I want to, I haven't been to the compound much. I've been working and I do the plants afterwards. And I'm like, I want to go over there. So I had an evening. I didn't get a hold of Cinch. I was going to go over to his house.
Yeah.
I was working.
So I went over and, first thing, went over to the tractor. Thought I might start the tractor
Good
up. And
idea.
I noticed a little bit of moss on top of the motor sticking out. So I started pulling that out and then pieces of rag. And I'm like,
Oh, boy.
oh, fuck, I've been meased.
You've been meased.
Yeah, so there's some rat's nest there. The cover's got to come off. That's got to, no big deal, whatever. And fucking around. And one of the things on my list when I stopped there was to get the title out of the buddy so I could take it in and get it in my name. If I'm going to keep it, I want to have it in my name.
Yep.
So I popped the seat open and what do I find? A big fat fucking, I find not one, not two, not three, 4 sets of tiny little eyeballs staring up at me in a little ball.
Oh, man.
So a mama with 3 babies hanging on to her.
Oh.
And there's my title in a pile of shavings. So, I pull my title out, what's left of it, and there's just, big sections of it missing and everything.
Terrible, man.
Now, I'm not going to go into detail, but I did things to those mice that I now regret. And, I just made something bad worse.
Yeah.
But, if I could do things differently, maybe I would. But
So do you think they're going to issue you? Can you take in that stub of a title and?
Well, I thought it was a goner. I almost, in fact, just crumpled up and threw it away. But I did save what was still intact. So we'll see. Phil's like, well, if the part where we have to, notarize it is still viable, then maybe we can.
That's you know what? And I'm not joking. We've turned in some pretty nasty stuff.
I mean, if it has the VIN number and the other owner stuff, wouldn't they just be like, okay, you have
so
this?
that little portion, the top right, where the title number and the model and everything of the vehicle is still there.
Yeah.
Right.
This part over here is all gone.
I bet you they charge you like a $5 reissue fee to get the title, and then they'll do.
But that would have to go back to the original.
Right, but it's not in his name.
It's not in my name.
Yeah.
Right. That's
but then you say, okay, I will take this back to the original person, and then you come see your boy.
Well,
yeah. Well, and I mean, the guy, the previous owner, we know the guy, so it wouldn't be the biggest thing in the world to do an application for a duplicate title for him, one phone call kind of thing. And
that would be great.
Yeah, that would be really the way to do it. It's pretty bad, but man.
I don't see any way that. I mean, it would be blow my mind if a title bureau was like, yeah, no problem.
I completely agree.
Dude, go to the Lorraine one. I went there to get my truck title done. The lady was laughing, having fun. She didn't ask any questions. Oh, Lorraine, nobody's there. Noon, because I went yesterday because I was working from home.
Yeah.
Noon, not one. There was another dude, maybe one dude there. And they were, old lady laughing her ass off, talking about, wow, that's a good price for a truck, blah, blah, whatever, happy as a clam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good place to go.
That's quite a change.
And then if you need plates and things, John, the Wellington office.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, best place in the world. 3 old white-haired ladies, nicest ladies in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. Nobody's there, in and out in 5 seconds.
Oh, by the way, do you need to get your Corvette updated too? And I guess I do.
They're awesome. Yeah,
nice.
I took them donuts.
Yeah.
That's a really solid tip if you're going to be moving a lot of titles around.
Yeah.
Use the same spot and go in and just be super cool and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Oh, and they were great. They're awesome.
Yeah, is as far as the stuff that I do on the shop level, they're really funny. You'd think that turning 450 titles a year, you'd think they'd be like,
Mr. Waters,
just making life easy for you, man.
Do you prefer Perrier or
right? And not to mention the solid, just real quick math, right? Let's just say at 8% tax rate that I'm collecting for all these vehicles, right? And if I'm pulling in, $400 on a title, then it starts to be no small amount of money, right? For the state of Ohio. And let's just do the quick math. $180,000.
And that's if you only go for $400 a title. Some of those are going to be.
I know. I'm collecting for the state of Ohio $180,000, making their life easier. They don't have to chase down $180,000 in my normal course of doing business, where there's a hell of a lot of motorcycle dealerships in a hell of a lot of states where the dealership isn't actually the title agency, right? Where you take your MCO and you go get your title, or you fill out a thing and mail it in, whatever. But in this state, we're doing everything. It's soup to nuts.
Or you can buy like a Chinese Grom where like the MCO is just part of the box.
Yeah, cardboard.
You have to cut it off and take this cardboard thing.
Right.
Do you have any paperwork?
And meanwhile, that's an MCO. That's a manufacturer's certificate of origin. That's not supposed to get you a title. The dealer is supposed to use that with the application for title that you're going to fill out at the dealership to create a title for you.
Okay.
But again, the little old ladies at the title bureau have just, through the years of frustration and people bringing them pieces of a canoe box, right? Just like, all right, I guess he gets a title now. It says Cheerios on the side. We're okay, right? We're fine. Don't sweat it. But
there's the proof of purchase. Okay, I'm going to cut that out and keep it for myself. If you don't mind.
Yeah, 18 more of those, you get a Boba Fett.
Do you remember when all the smoke companies used to give away shit, and you'd see guys in the camel hat, jacket, fucking canoe?
That was my era. Are you kidding me? I had so much, because Joe's girlfriend worked at a bar, right?
Yeah.
And I think Joe's girlfriend might have even been a Marlboro girl or a Camel girl
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you remember the days when they were just like, you want free cigarettes? Give me your driver's
They
license.
would just come into the
Here's
bar.
2 packs of Camels.
Yeah.
Smoke
Camels
up.
used to be everywhere.
And they'd come into the bar and be like, oh, here's 2 packs, here's 2 packs, here's 2 packs. They would just give you, just creating addicts for free in the bar, giving away giving away cigarettes.
I just want to make sure while you're a little bit tipsy,
Right.
you decide you definitely want to have a cigarette.
Yeah. And
You're
I
in
don't
your
want you to have
weakest moment.
one from a friend.
Right.
I want you to suck
Smoke
down
2 packs.
20 of them.
Smoke
fuckers.
2 packs tonight if you want.
But like with Marlboro Cash, with Camel Cash,
Yeah.
what was so
Is that
funny.
different than camel toes?
Right. Yeah. Well, the Camel Toes get you nothing. But the Camel Cash, what always killed me about it was the stuff that they had in their catalog that you could turn your Camel Cash in for was all like camping gear.
Yeah.
Like, who needs a 6-day A-frame backpack that smokes 2 packs a day?
Well, yeah.
True.
Well, and on top of that, like some of the biggest prizes were like the satin jackets and stuff that they had or whatever. But the funny part is like the dude had to get emphysema to get that jacket. Like it was literally
true.
like $350,000 camel dollars to get, or Marlboro bucks to get fucking.
What did you have to do to get the Smokin' Joe CBR 600?
Exactly. Right. I mean,
I think you had to die.
Blow the guy.
yeah, there was a thing with Pepsi points where you could get a Harrier jump jet.
Oh, that kid.
There's
he
a
sued
kid,
him.
and they sued, and it was like he didn't end up getting a jet, of course. But they did give him something of, they gave him some significant value because they did not go to enough of an effort to clarify you're not actually getting a military fucking warplane.
Well, and let's go deeper on that one, though.
Yeah.
That guy, he was a math wizard.
Yeah, he figured it out.
He figured out that it was only going to cost him $177,000 US to buy the points.
A $19 million airplane.
Right. So he was like, fuck it. So he got loans and he bought the points and went there. And he was like, where's my fucking jet? And they're like, yeah, we weren't really planning on, we thought that most people weren't dumb enough to fucking think we were actually giving away a jet.
I don't really know who could look at this and think that they weren't marketing it towards children. When, the Camel Joe's racing thing and everything, it was just so ridiculous. But yeah, that stuff, those 1C notes, those, that stuff, Lord. And now it's worth money because people are selling for like what, $3 Camel dollars? You can buy that for $14 on eBay.
That's worth more than the US dollar.
By far, absolutely. Nothing's appreciated quite like your Camel Cash. I hope you got a vat of Camel Cash at home that you've been keeping in the in the
Did
drawer.
Grandma die recently? Was she a camel smoker?
Did we do a roll call?
No, we didn't. Thank you. For my immediate left, we have
Oscar?
to his immediate left.
Steve.
To his immediate left.
Chris Smith.
Thank you, Grismo. And to his immediate left.
Johnny Mac.
Oh, there you go. And that's, we're kind of a small podcast. We're 5 humans.
It's on the motorcycle.
I
couldn't find it. I keep hearing it.
Yeah, don't lose your phone. Every week, John Michaelfresh leaves his phone here.
I left it in the car tonight.
Yeah.
That's Sleepies.
Yeah. No, but I kept hearing it go off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Me too.
A man with a shoebox full of Camel Cash from the 90s considers himself a cryptocurrency investor.
Pretty much.
Yeah, if you're not far off. No, I'll
Same shit.
I'll lean into that. It is a really, really funny thing when
I'd like to turn them all in now. And what would you get, though, that would be like they'd have to go back and buy a brand new 1980 something that would be worth a lot of money today? Like, I don't know.
Right. It's useless, obviously, right? But that
doesn't work.
Right. Yeah, the whole idea is, like you said, somebody's selling it on Reddit for better than the face value of U.S. currency.
I do have a credit card that'll get you a free TV converter.
What?
If you want, when they went from digital, analog to digital.
Oh, yeah.
And the card, you could turn it in for a free.
You get a free analog to digital converter?
I still got one.
You still have one? That's a riot.
From Circuit City?
It might be Best Buy or something.
Yeah. Wow. Boy, that is something. But back to the motorcycle side of our podcast and taking a break from Camel Cash.
Can you bring up the Smokin' Joe CBR 600?
I can. We'll take it back to a
That's
motorcycle thing.
motorcycle related.
Ba-ba.
Right? Yeah, it's a CBR. Yeah, so the funny thing was when this stuff became just the coolest thing in the world, because remember, they did several different paint schemes, several different versions of this particular Smokin' Joe's bike. So we'll pull this 96 up here, because it's not that long ago. I mean, it really isn't that long. All right, there it is.
That's good looking.
I just like how on the side they have to put Honda powered because like at some point you're like, I wasn't sure, right? It's a good looking motorcycle. The purple and yellow color scheme is just fine. I don't know why they would. Marlboro had such a clean color choice for their racing livery with the red and white that the purple and yellow that was Camel, it wasn't, in my opinion, they could have done better, right? It wasn't the worst, but
It wasn't the worst. I think it was the cheese, like the fake fire or whatever that is. and stuff. That's what kind of
it was a little cheesy.
And the Comic Sans Joe's fucking logo is not.
Well,
exactly.
the other thing that stinks about this motorcycle is for people that are big fans of typeface and fonts and stuff. This motorcycle's got 9 different fonts on it, and that's hard to look at. That's hard to read.
Well, also you're right. Honda powered. I wonder, is that the way it came, or did that dude add that?
No, that's the way that came.
It said Honda powered like that.
That's exactly that's pure stock livery right down to the stock can.
Huh.
Yeah, that's a very, very good example of a very, very original Smokin' Joe's Honda.
And both rims are different colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Purple in the back,
I
yellow
like
in the
that.
front. Yep. Yeah, I was never personally a fan of it.
My favorite purple bike though is the ZX7RR,
Yeah.
the purple and green.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I used to rub a chub.
Used to think about that a lot, right? Think a whole lot about that motorcycle.
I had several ZX7s, but never the RR.
This week, I got to help an 18-year-old kid buy his first bike.
Get out of
nice.
here! Really?
Yep, he completed, I don't think, it wasn't Polaris. It was one of the other schools, but he has ridden a motorcycle. He's ready to buy a bike, and he decided that he absolutely had to have the best possible learning bike. The first bike that he should have was either a CBR 600 or a Ninja 600. Definitely, that was the right. He had to have a 600cc sport bike.
So how big is he?
He's
Man,
maybe taller than me.
wow, really?
He is big for an 18-year-old, kind of a little thinner and everything like
Makes a
that.
difference. I mean, still.
But as yet, his
But
only
still.
riding experience was in the class.
Oh, really?
On the bike provided for.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, he's going directly to
a CBR
not pass
600.
go.
You know that happened.
So it started out by he looked at this one CBR 600,
Right.
went and looked at it. I looked it over. His budget was about $4,000.
Oh, that's a decent. Yeah, you can get a good bike for that.
So, and the bike, it was a 2009, but it had like 22,000 miles on it. The bodywork was really good. It wasn't banged up, but for some reason, they had zip tied it, but just stuck it through the fastener holes. Like, I lost some of the fasteners.
Right, yeah.
Rather than getting new fasteners, I'm just going to zip tie it.
Right.
So it really cheesed it up.
It did, yeah. Right.
But, then he was going to try to negotiate it down. The guy really didn't want to budge. He was desperate. You could tell. It was over near James's house, and the guy was like, I need the money. I can't come down. So we walked away from it. I rode it.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Happy. Really good. I said, hey, you could buy this bike. I wouldn't. There's nothing that scares me away from it.
Right.
It's just up to you to negotiate
Now
the
it's
price.
getting the price where you want it to be.
I'm not going to tell you what I would pay for it because I wouldn't pay shit for it because I'm a cheap son of a bitch. You can't go by what I
You're
would
already
pay for.
way out of my budget.
And you also have to take into the fact that now used bikes, like everything else, are probably a little more expensive than they were last year or a few years ago.
Absolutely.
True.
So what do I know? But he's passed on that one. Then we ended up getting what he ended up buying was the ZX or ZX6R.
yeah. What color? Green or blue?
Well, it had been laid down, and so it had originally been white.
Okay.
Of what vintage?
That would be a 2009, I think,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
2008.
That's a solid bike. I mean, it's a good motor.
The guy's wife worked at a body shop, and they took all the paintwork into the body shop and painted it and did like a black with red flames, and it looked really nice. And I rode it. It rode okay. It did everything it was supposed to do. Had a couple little things. It needed brakes, needed tires.
Right.
It needed the throttle nut to stick, which I just slid the throttle grip back a little bit, and that was working way better. That bike didn't have as much poke. It wasn't all peppy. I think it might have been on the verge of needing a valve job.
Yeah.
But then, too, I'm like, that might be good for this kid. It got angry after $10,000.
Oh, they all wake up after 10 grand.
And
Yeah.
it would go up, that's, and it red lines at 16 or something like that.
Yep.
But it was actually not as rippy below there, but I'm like, that might be good for him. So
Yeah.
I ended up riding it home.
Oh, really? He
Yeah,
didn't want to ride
dirty,
it?
expired plates, no insurance,
Go for it.
pair of sunglasses, T-shirt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
From Columbia Station to North Olmsted.
Nice.
I had to pee the whole way.
And how much did he have to part with for that?
He ended up paying $3,600 for
That's
that one.
but
that's a fuel injected bike.
yeah. That's the big thing about it.
But he's gonna have to plunk at least $600 or $700 into it.
Oh yeah, right off the tick.
But
And I was telling him my friend has a shop up on Lorraine, but I don't know how service is gonna.
We're not touching that.
Service isn't gonna maybe.
Well, I did want to talk about that because it's time for us to do motorcycle shop confessions. So anybody who plays along at home, they'll know that not that long ago, we had our service manager, James, had decided he'd had enough of this glorious, glorious industry and that he was going to just, fuck right off, right? So he did and gave us the shortest amount of notice ever given to anybody in the history of motorcycle shops.
I think he was knitting that hat that he was fucking for a while.
Oh man! So took a little while to get that one together, but the long and short of it is that he evacuated. He yeeted himself right the fuck out of here. He'd evacuated his station a while ago in a rather unceremonious manner. So we kind of were recovering from that. You lose a service manager, you got to pull shit together, right? And a service manager is a significant part of a motorcycle shop. There's a lot of things going on. That's a human being that knows where a lot of the bodies are buried. And when you don't have time to have a elaborate, this is where everything is, a couple of weeks to distill that down, right? It just kind of happened pretty quick. So we've been dealing with that. And so things are different here. And then our mechanic, our head mechanic, who has been routinely applying for jobs with the city of Lakewood, which is a good job to get. Mm-hmm. It's a good job to have. You get all those fancy city benefits. You get the fancy city retirement program.
You don't have to work.
They might even get you the T-shirt, right?
What do I say all the time?
Right.
City employees are like Civil War cannons.
That's right.
They don't work and you can't fire them.
You can't fire them. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And so he'd been applying for these jobs on a rotational basis, and his name came up in the hopper, and they gave him a call. And so, but he's giving us 2 weeks notice, and so we're about to be shy a mechanic. But here's the problem, though: it's not just losing him. His son has been working with him in an apprentice capacity, and so now we're losing two.
Right.
So if you're within the sound of my voice and you fancy yourself a self-supervised motorcycle mechanic, and you would like to live in Cleveland, Ohio, let me tell you, living's pretty cheap here.
Plus Porco.
Oh, yeah. and more importantly, you have 4 months every winter to work on your own projects, right?
And we're gonna need an Oscar.
Oh man, now you're hitting real close to home.
Just saying.
But yeah, so that's the game. So we are looking for motorcycle mechanic who can be self-supervised. I don't want to have anybody I got to go back there and hold your dick and teach you how to do an oil change, right? No, that's it. You should already know how to be
If you're a really good mechanic, though, would you hold the dick anyways?
well, if you're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're really good. You might not be able to stop me from coming back and holding your dick. If you're super good, like if you can do like a 14 billable hours kind of day, yeah, you're going to have to be, hey, get away from my dick. Right. Yeah. I'd like to do some more work here, Mr. Waters. Could you please let my dick alone, please? Yeah. But that's the name of the game. So we are looking, and it's very hard to work at this shop because we start at the crack of 11.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, jeez. Let me get out the violin.
What time do you wake up in the morning, Oscar?
Oh, I wake up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I'm in the office at 6.
Yeah, I'm with you. I get up at 6. I remember, like when I was volunteering here.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice because I still got up at 6.
Right.
And then I did things, and I did my gardening.
Yeah.
And I went for a walk. I did my taxes. I played guitar. And then I was like, oh, shit, it's 10. I should probably get ready to...
You can have a whole day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can do an entire day's worth of stuff
Before
you go to work.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's it. But you see, the other thing about our shop too is once you've proven that you're, reliable, well then you have the keys.
Right. So you can.
And then if you want to work from 5 a.m. until
Right.
2 p.m., you could work from 5 a.m.
Right.
until
So
2
if you have
p.m.
an
if you wanted to.
appointment, whatever,
Yeah, whatever. We don't care.
Right.
We don't care.
Yeah, as long as you get work done.
As long as you get the billable hours.
I've been looking for that my whole life. Like Summit's cool. Like
Yeah.
I have no complaints about anything. They have hours,
God,
but
no.
like I still don't know. I just don't know. Anytime you're in the creative industry, it should be on projects, not time. Like, you know what I mean? Like I need this done on this date.
All right. Yeah.
And that's it. Like because when it's hard when you walk in at 8 a.m. on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
All right, be creative. It doesn't work like that. Like you end up staring at the computer for a while.
Yeah.
I'm sure with engineering, anything else
it's
like
the
that.
same thing.
Yeah.
Programming is the same
you
shit.
punched into the creative clock.
Yeah.
So the creative clunk, you punched in for your creative shift.
Right.
Yeah.
And at any moment, the creativity is going to hit you.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's challenging.
I wanted to go back, John, when you were talking about kids not really getting the idea of like bikes, and like wanting to jump into big bikes. So today we had a power sport shoot because Summit is trying to get back into more power sport stuff, especially side by sides and things like that. But they're doing dirt bikes and whatever. So we had all the guys, friends and people that work there and stuff brought their side by sides, dirt bikes, and all this other shit. I got to ride a KTM 300 SCX. Oh. Fucking amazing bike. That 2-stroke is fucking unbelievable. But so the kid that I work with, really nice kid.
Did you take your SSR?
No, I didn't. I broke it right now. It's something stupid. It's the little skateboard wheel, the chain.
Oh, the chain roller.
Yeah, it died.
Also, you didn't broke the levers like all the other bikes that you broke in the.
No.
Chrome keys
so
and mines?
your levers are in shape.
Yeah, I have guards on.
Oh, who
okay.
knew, right?
I know. That's right.
Wow, what a coinkydink.
Right.
But your guys' bikes are fine at the place. Like, they're sitting there, not broken. What, Oscar?
I think Oscar's bike.
Mine's still been broken since you broke it in 2 years ago from Mid-Ohio, from the Breno races.
I don't remember that.
I was right in front of you when
How
I
am
saw
I
you
supposed to remember that?
Where is your bike, Oscar?
in the compound.
But
Container?
So the whole
Should
point
be.
to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you say so. Probably is.
Maybe. It could be there. But anyways, the whole point to this,
Last
to
time I
your
saw it.
point, back when you were talking about this. So this kid that I work with, another videographer, super nice guy, awesome guy, and he's had bikes in the past. But he didn't want to get on a dirt bike because he was scared to get on a dirt bike. I've seen him kind of look at other bikes and ride. He's maybe not the greatest rider. But then today, so we're sitting there and I was like, man, that 2-stroke was awesome. It hit so hard. He's like, that's why I'll only ride 1,000cc bikes. You got to have that power on command. And I'm like,
Oh, jeez.
okay. That's
Whatever you say.
yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. I've been riding for a long time, and 1,000cc bike. I mean, like an actual sport bike. I still can't ride that thing to its fucking capacity. That thing's crazy. It's like
And everything. That's the thing too. Is down low, it's got some grunt and everything, but then everything's happening up high.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just be like "Brrr," and stand. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You have to be very committed, and you're already at 10,000 RPM before anything real fun happens.
yeah, it's crazy. But that was such a weird thing to hear from him. I'm like, you should probably have a 250.
Well, I sent you guys that the FZ6. So
Yeah.
I found that for him. I'm like, this is a way better
that's
bike.
why. Okay.
It's a 2012.
Right.
It has 3,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I won't say the R word, but somebody who wasn't very smart tried to take the graphics off and use sandpaper. So it's like first you would have realized it was the losing battle when you tried to peel them and you realized they were painted over.
Right.
And then you said, well, I'm just going to sand them off. And then you realized, well, that's,
Yeah,
you might as well just throw the plastics away and get new ones. Well, that's what it had. It has a cosmetic issue, but still, just based on it's a 2012, it has
Yeah.
3,000
The price
miles.
was right.
And it's an FZ6, which means it's not a CBR. It looks like a sport bike, but you get a little more upright position.
Yeah, you can actually ride it for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't talk him into that, and it was only $3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price was right.
I mean, think about it. Though, when I was 18, nobody could tell me, or 16, or 7, whatever the year it was, 17, nobody could tell me I didn't need a CBR 600, and I had to have it.
I sent him things. He found this one bike, and I knew there was no stopping
He was
it.
just
so I'm like, you know what? Let's just get this over with. He's going to have to buy. This is the bike he wants.
Yeah.
Take it for
So
a
the
ride.
kid you were talking about, how many bikes do you think he owns?
He had so we went through it. So he had a CBR 600 F2 that he put almost 2,000 miles on. So that was good. And then he bought a BMW 1000 RR or something, and had that for a year. And then he had a kid. His wife made him sell it. And he said that but every time all his riding stories are like, well, yeah, I used to take my wife for rides, but then we almost died, so she doesn't want to ride with me. And I'm like,
Yeah, no shit.
yeah, I'm like, dude. Well, and I guess, I don't know what people consider riding. Because, I guess some people can have a 1,000cc bike, and once you hit 271 and you're on a straight highway, you just whale it, and you're like, I'm the king. But I don't know. Maybe they don't,
True.
They don't
It
really.
depends on the riding style.
Yeah. Like if
Depends
you're.
on the 1,000cc bike, too. A nice, cozy FZ1. I mean, that bike is not ridiculous. It'll do.
Well, look at the Africa Twin. It's the 1,012, but that thing's, it's not fast. But, I mean, he's into fast, crotch rockety.
Well, but that's the point. I mean, if you have a 1,000 or a 1,200, if you're just going to ride at 70, maybe 80 most of the time, then why do you have anything over 750?
I want to see you on a CBR 600 coming out of a hairpin turn in second gear at 12,000 to 14,000
with
RPM.
smoke coming off your knee puck.
Yeah, right.
right.
That's not happening.
Well, that's right.
You got to have a lot more than what anybody here at this table has, let alone an 18-year-old.
Well, probably 1% of the world can ride like that.
Right.
What I think it's funny too is a lot of the guys that I used to ride
It
sport
used to be
bikes,
1.5, but that 0.5% died already.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of guys I used to ride sport bikes with played the sport bike game and just eventually got up the food chain until they got to the point where they're like, okay, I've got a BMW S1000 RR in the garage or whatever. I've been riding this one around here. It's
Beautiful bike.
It's insane. It's just ridiculous. And it is ridiculous. This customer's having me do some work on this bike. And so there's tuning involved. And it's very funny how this bike prior to tuning, right, was already ridiculous.
Oh, it is, yeah.
And, the person that we're doing the work for has not had, I don't think they've ever had a track day.
Right.
Right. So, but they're asking me to make the motorcycle do things for them that would really only be beneficial on the track, because what they're asking me to do to the motorcycle is to exploit things that would be really, really handy on a 2.3 mile, 10 turn MotoGP course.
I noticed it has an air shifter or some kind of a shift assist.
Yep.
Is he drag race or is that just for?
Well, again, this is, hey, Steve.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
All right. So, right. He's throwing money out there. He's throwing a lot of vocabulary out there.
So somebody's getting that money. Might as well be.
It might as well be me, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. But I don't think this bike's ever going to see tarmac. I don't think this bike's going to be anything but a street bike ever in its life. It's a beautiful motorcycle. It's fun to ride. It does all kinds of cool stuff.
What bike? Are we talking about that little thing
That,
over there?
that red, white, and blue S1000 RR. And
It's a beaut.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
beautiful.
and they're really nice bikes and they're super fun.
I'd give
love-
you 3,600 for it.
Yeah, right.
I do love how BMW loves to fucking make their eyes look all fucking like Corky from fucking Family Ties or whatever that show was.
the BMW
That's a throwback.
the BMW S1000 RR. If you can get past the graphics, because this is the red, white, and blue,
Once
the Ren
you get
Sport.
past the smell.
Right.
You
It's
got
like-
graphics. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Well, the thing about the thing is, it always looks like it's kind of like, it's like it's never looking at you directly. It's side eyeing you a little bit.
Yeah, it has a
And-
lazy eye. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I was noticing right now. I was like, why is it not symmetrical from the front?
No, it's not
BMW does
symmetrical.
that to all their bikes. Their
It
bikes
is.
all have the
They're
fucked up
always
headlights.
asymmetrical.
Oh, yeah.
The headlights are always asymmetrical, but it's like the left headlight is from 1998 and the right headlight's from 2021.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yep.
it has that. I'll pull an image up just so you guys can see it. And
That's the old one. Oh wait, the 20. Look at that. It has the same size eyes.
so
on
when
that
you
one.
get to 2020, they've converted over, and she has similar eyes, because I think that the styling cues of the earlier bikes where they had asymmetrical optics or whatever they called it.
Dude, what if it all stemmed? What if the owner of BMW's wife had like boobs that were different sized?
Oh.
And so like he was like, to make her feel okay, he's like, I love him so
I'll make
much. I'm
everything
making all the
asymmetrical.
bikes
Yeah, well,
asymmetrical.
how about what if she looked like Marty Feldman? Right? And so every time you catch her looking at you, there's the front of the bike. And so, because this is a 2018 that's here, but I do think it's really, really funny the way that BMW we'll do a little comparison. So there's the front of the 2018 motorcycle, and it's very funny that
It looks like it's going, huh?
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
The rock.
Can you smell what the 1,000 RR is cooking?
Look, they've done BMW's done these asymmetrical headlights for a really, really, really long time.
But it's usually on the adventure bikes, right? And they usually have the tiny one and the big ass one on the other
and this
side.
has got the wings, the winglets, the downforce generating wings, and all this other crap.
Needs it.
Okay, but what I think is funny, if you look very carefully at the front of this motorcycle, you're going to realize that the reflectors for both the left headlight and the right headlight are the same. So if you look there,
Just covered with the plastic on
the
the other
plastic
side.
is different. So this plastic up here has like a running light that's not being used, a running light that's blacked
close.
out, or a turn signal that's blacked out. And then over here, it just doesn't have it, right? It's really funny. But the motorcycle definitely, if you look at that bike is 100% going,
Yeah.
it's just,
Raising the eyebrow.
It is literally just raising one eyebrow.
Maybe if you ride it to its potential, then it looks like the 2020.
The 2020.
That's like when you've done it justice and it's not questioning your riding ability anymore. It's like,
Yeah, maybe when it gets scared, it opens
It
the other
lowers the
eye.
eyebrow.
Or opens the other one all the way up. That would be cool. That would be a cool feature if they did that.
yeah, unlock.
Just unlock the extra eye. Just kind of like.
If you hit the brakes really hard, it gets scared. The eyes go real big.
That's probably not far off. Motorcycle expressionism.
Motorcycle active eyebrows. It's like if you're driving a Miata and it knows it's about to get in a crash and it closes its little eyelids.
Well, they have the cars that have like the little orientation.
Oh, yeah.
little
steerable headlights, of course.
I like how the Miata guys all de-sequence their headlights so they go.
Oh, yeah. Up in the one,
What was the one video where the guy's like flies by, turns around, spins around,
Just kind of winks.
winks the
Yeah,
one,
he's like-
winks the one headlight, spins around and goes the other way.
Yeah.
So this is kind of funny. The other day we were at work and one of the big bosses has a 1964 Corvette, the Stingray with the crazy hood. The hood's worth like 10 grand because it's like that whatever hood and stuff.
Sure.
So they have the kid that does all the work. Like we're working and they're making videos. I'm not shooting that video. The other guy is. But I was in the room and everybody left and he was fucking around with this windshield wiper motor because he's trying to get it to work because he's trying to get them timed so that they go like this and do whatever.
Yeah.
And so he's down there and he's in the dash. And he's like, are they working? I'm like, yeah, it looks like it. He goes, how about now? And they both go, and they go all the way around
the car?
and they're just scraping the paint off. And I'm like, I'm like, stop. He gets out, he just throws his shit down, walks out of the room and goes, tell him I'm coming back tomorrow.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah, I've got one of my Toyota Previas, like the wide body Previas, the windshield wipers cross, right? So they deploy in. It's so fucking cool. It is so cool.
That's what the Corvette does.
Right.
Well,
so
supposed to.
They go in like this and they deploy in.
There's a problem with that.
When you get the Estimas, right? The Estimas are a little bit narrower. So the Estimas, the Japanese market, at the Esta Amina, and so that there's a little bit of a smaller body. Still what we would call a Previa, just a smaller Previa, right? It's not an extra large egg. It's just a large egg. Well, its windshield wipers are very traditional. They do the very much of the windshield wipers
in-sync ones,
like that.
There's a good reason for that.
Well, I've learned that there's a part of my brain that when I'm driving long distances, I'm looking out at those two windshield wipers, and the windshield wipers are in their stowed position, which means they're resting at the bottom of the windshield. And I'm like, why would a car, a minivan, in fact, that is so focused on aerodynamics? The Toyota Previa is an egg. That's all it is. It is the most aerodynamic fucking minivan in the world to the point where people went, you went too far. And people just wouldn't buy it because it was too fucking weird. It just wasn't, it was a little too odd. There was a lot of things about the Previa that were
I
odd.
forgot about that one. Yeah,
Especially odd. More odd than it needed to be.
Yeah.
But I'm driving down the road and I keep looking down at my wipers And I'm like, hey, Mr. Windshield Wipers, you'd be a lot smarter if you were like up here resting, like along the A-pillar. So if you were resting along the A-pillar, I'd be getting more miles per gallon.
Right. And, I always thought of that, too. It's funny that you said that.
Yeah.
I always thought that they could have, like, garages for them.
Yes.
Like on the A-pillars, you could have little
A-pillar.
things that they sit behind, and that would keep ice from building up and shit, like during the winter when you weren't.
Really good idea.
Hate that. Yeah, that's
Heat
the
that.
worst.
Exactly. So I'm just a huge fanatic for Previas. I have got a major Previa problem. I always have. I've always been a person that likes Toyota Previas way too much.
It's the most anti-douche car in the history of cars.
Anti-douche?
Like you can't pull up into a parking lot and somebody be like, oh, look at this fucking guy. Who does he think he is?
Oh, no. No, in fact, it's invisible.
Yeah.
Right. It is totally
Did I
invisible.
ever tell you, my wife, who hates me probably, but when we were dating, she was like, we had met through an email, believe it or not, whatever, back and forth. And so we talked for a while, and we met at this one restaurant over there in University Circle or whatever, down by Case.
Right.
And she was like, if he pulls in some kind of a fucking sports car, I'm not even meeting him, I'm leaving. Because I just don't want that.
That's not what that's not the relationship she wanted to have.
So at the time, I had a fucking Grand Caravan, a Dodge Grand Caravan, fucking
Oh my.
minivan.
The Cadillac of minivans.
So I pulled in, and she was like, oh, well, I guess I'll go meet this guy.
Did she already have kids?
No.
Okay.
The problem with crossing wipers like that,
Yeah.
you'll find that, okay, so they're nice at normal speeds, but the faster you go, the further they get deflected. And then at a certain speed, they go ka-tunk.
The bow.
Oh, really?
Like,
I can't imagine ever going that fast.
I was going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, you were in a Corvette.
In my Corvette.
In a Corvette. That's
and
different.
everything's good and everything's nice. And then, I start pouring the coals on. And now I'm at cruising speed at about 100 miles an hour. And you hit about 100 and it'd be like, oh, fuck, we don't like each other.
But more importantly, did you have jean shorts rolled up a little bit?
Of course.
No, I didn't.
Those are called jorts.
And the denim
I was
jacket.
wearing flip-flops.
Denim
No,
jacket.
satin. You have to have
Satin.
the
Oh,
Corvette.
shit, I forgot about the satin. Yeah,
And I actually
yeah.
overshot both destinations, going and coming. I went past where
Wow.
I got into driving so much, and I was following somebody else who was going fast, and it was
Right.
like, whoa, where the fuck am I? Like, oh shit, I should have got off way back
I'm
there.
3 exits further than I should go.
And coming back, I drove all the way out to Illyria and had to
Dude,
turn.
next time, just tell people
That's
you're
how you
getting
know you
road
like
head.
that car. Yeah.
But to be cool,
I was having fun.
Yeah.
just tell people you were getting road head when you do that. You don't want to
There's no room for that.
No, there isn't. Nuh-uh.
Corvette.
No, not at all. Bring your own fleshlight. But so as I was driving to Detroit the other day, and so I figured out that if I could move the toggle just right for the wipers, that I could park them.
Oh, yeah.
So, not on, not off. In
You
the
could stall them.
in the taint, I could stall my wipers. And so I stalled my wipers. They were perfectly vertical on the windshield.
Yeah.
And I was like, that just looks better.
Like Chappie's ears.
They were just straight up. And I was like, that's clever. And I said, the vehicle's got to be more aerodynamic now. I know I'm picking up huge MPGs, right? and so I'm rolling, I'm having a great time. And I got the windows and the wipers in the upright. And then I noticed it's that time of the year for us, monarch butterflies.
Oh.
So a monarch butterfly comes into my direction of travel, into my lane of travel. And I'm like, goodbye, monarch. And it just goes, whoosh. And he didn't.
Oh, because it
Aerodynamically.
You don't have dirty.
I don't have dirty air.
Dirty air.
And I was like, experiment.
So bugs, none of the bugs were hitting your shit.
The bugs weren't sticking to my windshield. They were just going over. They were deflecting on the air. So then I picked up a ramp, a big fucking 10-foot long giant 300-pound aluminum ramp from our friend Josh D. I pick it up, I get it in the Previa, and I got to have the back gate of my Previa open, which is bad because the gases come in with you.
Yeah, right.
And so I got all the other windows open. But fortunately, it's a beautiful day. And, it's gorgeous on Sunday. And so I'm riding along, but my wipers were down in the parked position. 4 monarch butterflies did not make it to Mexico.
Oh, no.
I was like, nope, they didn't make it. They are in my wipers. And I was like, that's just proof positive that when the wipers are in the up position, the vehicle's aerodynamically cleaner, at least as it applies to monarch butterflies.
No bueno.
Did you get that 9 miles extra to the gallon or no?
I don't know because I didn't math it out this time because I slept after the party, Theater Bazaar. I like to roll out of that party at about at the end of that last guy's boot when he's kicking you out. So I got kicked out of that one at about 5 a.m. And so I kind of went out in the parking lot, in Detroit by the Masonic, and I got parked. I went out in the parking lot and I was like, okay, I'm wide awake. I mean, I am completely fucking candy, sugar rush, liquor's worn off. They stopped serving at 2 o'clock kind of thing. Right. And I'm like, okay, not going to sleep right now. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to sleep right now. And I had prepped the Previa. It's Japanese. It has all the curtains and everything. And this was in full sleep mode. Yeah. I was like, nope, not going to sleep right now. So I had to go out to Ann Arbor for my friend's house. I was like, okay, I'm meeting him for first watch in 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm going to drive out to Ann Arbor and then I'll sleep in the parking lot at first watch. And I did. And I mean, I slept the best 3 hours sleep of my life. I mean, perfect.
It's like an hour drive?
Yeah, 45 minutes. Yeah. So it's like 45 minutes to this first watch that's right by his house. And I mean, I crawled back in there. I still had my costume on, pulled the costume off. It's dark. It's perfect. It's a parking lot in fucking Ann Arbor. It couldn't be quieter or less getting shot. Whereas the parking lot I just left was super not quiet and totally going to get shot. And it was great.
You'd have woken up with no wheels on your car. You'd been like,
the last time I left this party, I had no back left window in my Toyota Tundra, and they had relieved me of my Isle of Man backpack, which wouldn't have been a problem, except it had my Isle of Man passport in it, too. Oh. My real passport, my adult passport. So I lost everything out of the back of my pickup truck because somebody in Detroit decided, well, Detroit wanted it more than I did.
When I used to be a DJ, I used to play all these parties, and I played one in Cincinnati one time, way down in this weird warehousey district in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
5,000 people, huge sound system. It was like a fucking it looked like Europe inside this fucking warehouse, right? And so I think I played at 3 a.m. I got done at like 5, and so I'm leaving at 5:36 with a whole bunch of other people. We go outside, and at that point when the sun came up, you realize that this warehouse was right next to the hood. The hood.
Right.
And 9,000 white people and a whole bunch of other flamboyant people came in and partied, and the hood was like, oh, I see that you've left 1,000 cars outside. So everybody came out to 1,000 cars that no longer had windows. Every
cinder blocks.
Every single car was fucking
That's
rough.
fucked up.
But at the same time, I can't even blame anybody because it's like a bunch of white asshole woo, we're partying in the hood, came out and just fucking threw their fucking mom's Mercedes in the middle of the fucking street.
That happened one time we were camping. It was a canoeing trip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so there's this road, just a long gravel road, and everybody parks on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
And everybody leaves on Friday afternoon, and most of them aren't coming back till Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, really?
And probably at dark 30, somebody came along and just smashed every window and went through it had to be like a group of guys. I mean,
and they they steal from each vehicle?
Yeah, anything that was worth. Yeah. But you'd figure most of the good stuff was gone. They went camping, but what did you leave in?
Yeah, that's the
what'd
thing.
You leave behind?
Right.
But it was awful. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars of damage.
Terrible. I mean, that's absolutely terrible. The strange. The thing about this, and I've pulled up a picture so our people at home can see it. This is the Detroit Masonic Temple. It's fucking gigantic.
It's amazing.
And it is crazy. Beautiful. But so in this...
How tall is it? That looks like, 6 stories maybe?
Well, it'll fool you. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to the main part, 10 or 11 to the main part, and then these are all funsies up here too. So, but on this floor right here is a full two basketball courts.
So it's in the temple itself. I thought it was because attached to that further is just a warehouse looking.
Yeah. So over here on this part of the building over here. There. But so in the building on this last Saturday, kind of an interesting lineup. In the Masonic Tower, in the main temple part of it, 4,000 people attending Theater Bazaar, where there's probably 600 people working it, right?
Complete debauchery.
Complete madness, debauchery. People coming into the event wearing almost no clothes, and then they're going to coat check most of those clothes, and then they'll be wearing no clothes, right? If you like boobs, if you're just fascinated with boobs, you should just go to Theater Bazaar. It's just there's a lot of boobs. There's a whole tribute to boobs, right? I mean, it's just, you watch Rick and Morty, right? Yeah. Okay. So, but in the other part of the Masonic, what I think they're now calling the Jack White Theater, because I think Jack White...
Oh, yeah, he helped save the place.
Yeah. So the Jack White Theater was hosting I'm going to get this right. Iron Maiden.
What?
Yeah.
The real band?
The real band.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. Judas Priest.
Oh.
Judas Priest.
Even better.
Sorry, strike that. Judas Priest. Even better.
I'm your turbo lover.
I'm your turbo lover. Rob Halford. Yes, exactly. And I guess opening for them was Queensryche.
Seriously?
Seriously.
So there's like, 20,000 people over there?
Nope. Small room.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how many people, I have no idea how many people the Jack Black or Jack White Theater holds.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. But the interesting thing was doors open for Theater Bazaar at 7 p.m. And I think the doors open for the Judas Priest at 7 p.m. So going anti-clockwise around the building were nothing but white men in blue jeans and black t-shirts. In Love All, Serve All, Detroit.
Yeah.
This was the consolidation of white men in blue jeans and black t-shirts.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got your 1987 or like you said, Turbo Lover Tour t-shirt, you're wearing it. You're bringing it out to this event, man. Plus 900 people on the ground selling t-shirts for like, hey, real authentic knockoff t-shirts, $10.
But it is weird. It
Two
is
for 20.
weird though how that works. Like if you're into a certain style,
Yeah.
like John can attest. When I went to Billy Strings, it's
Yeah.
10,000 of me.
Yeah. Oh,
Like it just
believe me.
all looks like me.
No doubt.
Every single dude there.
Well, the problem was that was going around the building that way.
Right.
Going around the building the other way was my friends.
All the freaks.
I mean,
what do they say? Nil shall the Twix or what is it?
ne'er shall the Twix meet, or right?
Something
yeah.
like that.
Never the twain shall meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Twix and a Twain and a taint involved, but for fucking sure, the people, and this is probably one of those times when you can imagine the people in line to see Judas Priest. Yeah.
But Rob Halford wanted to hang with you guys.
We're scared of the people going into the Halloween party.
Right.
Right? Because the people going into the Halloween party, seriously, they're hanging themselves from hooks in this building.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not figuratively.
No, literally.
Hey, it's me, it's you, it's 40 feet of rope, and we're going to walk away from each other as hard as we can, and then some big heavy guy's going to go do a tightrope walk between us.
I've seen that. Yep. It happened.
It's real.
That's
That's all
after
real.
my anchor, I got you covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have got to just believe that at that point, the people at Judas
Just
Priest
make
concert.
sure you don't need to use more than one loop on it.
Yeah. No shit.
There's your devil's tightrope for you. Anybody who's paying attention, we'll just open that up and make
Yeah,
it so
that's
it's big
pretty
enough
cool.
to see it so everybody can appreciate it.
Yep.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, it's around their necks. I thought it was
No,
No,
it's
it's
through
through their back, dude.
Back piercings.
back piercing.
in their
Okay.
backs.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
And you'd have to go through the muscle because the skin would just rip.
no, the skin wouldn't. No, it goes through the meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going through the meat. And these guys did a beautiful job.
Hook,
I
it
mean,
hook it under your shoulder blades.
and the clown who's doing the walking, the clown who's literally wearing leather boots and walking on a flaming rope.
Yeah, that guy.
He's not a little fella.
Oh, no.
No, he's not like they have girls at this event that are 91 pounds soaking wet.
Right.
All of 4'8". This ain't one of them.
Right.
This is a fella. This is a fella who he eats carbs. He does all kinds of normal things. This is a fella. And I'm saying this thing, when you see it, yeah, you see it. It's something. And that's why the people going into the Judas Priest concert were scared.
Yeah.
They were scared. They were scared. They were scared. I mean, bikers, straight up, all the Judas Priesty people, they had a Jesus Saves pickup truck driving around to intimidate people, you know, because you have Hail Satan on this side of the building.
Right.
And you've got
Sambo.
Judas Priest on the other side of the building, right? So it's kind of more of Hail Satan, right?
Right.
And then they had these pickup trucks driving around, big PA systems in the back. Jesus loves me, this I know.
Wonderful.
For the Bible tells
That's
me
probably
so.
creepier than anything.
Like ice cream trucks, right? And it wasn't like these were big, beautiful trucks with PA systems that were. This was like a '96 Dodge Ram, rotted out to the door handles in a hand-painted 4x8 sheet of ply that says "God saves, Jesus loves you," and that like demented ice cream truck music that's all Sunday school hits being played as they're driving around in circles. And the funny thing was, I mean, okay, I understand you're trying to convert the Satan people. Fair enough. To Theater Bazaar people, that's leaning into it. That's straight up leaning into it. that was like just putting the cat food out. And all the theater bizarre people were like, next time they make a lap, we're all going to get out in front of them and just circle them up and just straight up circle dance them and just mob the truck and tell them to crank it. Make it louder.
Yeah.
Make it louder. This needs to get weirder. Get the guys that are eating fire down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like how we can make this louder. Everybody sing along. You all know the words. Come on down here. And it was pretty great. I mean,
that's kind of good.
Hail
It's a good
Zombo.
thing. Hail Zombo. That's exactly right.
There you go.
What a-
Sambo 2020. There
Zombo,
you go.
yeah, right. Hail
What
Zombo.
a great
Always here.
way to like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, instead of getting violent or stupid, you just join in the fun and just turn it on them.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you
In the
can't-
theater bizarre people just love it. I saw a Zombo sticker when I was on the way into the event. And, you know, there's 4,000 people,
You're like,
right?
hey.
So I saw a Zombo sticker and stopped at a red light. And I just rolled the windows down. I just shouted out, "Hail Zombo!" And these two clowns get out of the car. No, man. Clowns. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Way to go, clown. You know, like it was, and they both jumped out and they're like, "Hail Zombo!" And I was like, "Ha!" And they were in a yellow Camaro. I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. The two clowns jumped out of a yellow Camaro and gave me a "Hail Zombo" at the red light. I was like, this is so cool.
Somebody posted a pretty good meme about clowns recently where it shows this little clown in a tiny car and he's driving.
Yeah.
And he hits a tree.
Yeah.
And then the next panel
I saw this.
is like 800
800
fucking
ambulances.
ambulances.
Yeah. That's Zombo for anybody who cares.
Is it one dude always, or is it several? Is it just a character?
You don't know.
Yes.
There's different versions of Zombo.
Yeah.
There's a little kid Zombo. Like there's a son of Zombo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great.
He's always creepy as fuck.
It's always creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's just straight
So
up creepy.
is it Papal when he walks out? Are people like throwing themselves like the Pope has come to
You
bless
know what?
them?
Have you been to Disney? Yeah. This is Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
This is the same level
Oh, yeah.
of like, he touched me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
People.
It's just when Zombo touches you, go get your shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's it. Zombo touched me, and my flask is gone. Where?
You don't touch it. Where?
Where did Zombo touch you? Yeah, it's absolutely true. It's so.
Did you pay to have him touch you?
Yeah,
No, you would pay him to touch
what I'm saying.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's super cool, but it is one of those things.
a
You
lot of
just
fun.
gotta love it. It's fucking great, and you will eventually get to the point where you're like, yeah, this is getting super creepy. So there you go. So anybody else got anything fun?
I do.
Yeah, talk to me, babe.
I had success this past weekend.
Suck.
And I had a
Success.
witness to the success. Actually, a help that helped me have success. Oscar came over to borrow his trailer.
Oh.
And so then I put him to work helping me with my truck because
Cheap
I needed
Mexican
some
labor.
small hands.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I said it, so nobody had to.
Well, and then he automatically just started doing yard work. And I was like, no.
Whoa.
Cutting deep there, bro.
No, but so I
Yo, man, is that your mower?
Hey, you thinking
Hey,
about
you got a
mower?
nice one. But I retook apart the whole truck and I put the injectors back. I rebuilt the injectors, which I didn't know you can do until I did it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they got new filter baskets and O-rings and all the rest.
Yeah.
And then we put it back together and it started up and it was smoking and I'm like,
Lock
fuck.
'em.
And then we're like, nope, we're going to Italian tune up this bitch. Oh. And so I took it down the street
Just exercise the demons out of
and
it.
it got all the smoke out and now it works. And
It was smoking like a motherfucker, like
Really?
nasty. It was
because the
bad.
injectors they gave me had 16 holes instead of 4. And so,
What?
yeah. So like when I actually looked
The
at the
bad ones,
orange,
yeah.
the bad ones, it was like for like a Hellcat. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
putting like 80 gallons of fuel into my car when it only needed 1. And so it was just unburnt fuel all through the entire exhaust system.
And that was
stuff
the
like
old
that.
injectors.
Yeah.
Right.
No. I
bad
replaced them
Yeah.
with new,
Right.
rebuilt, perfect for your vehicle.
Right. The right ones.
The right ones.
Right, yeah.
And those weren't. So I took the old ones. I said, fuck it.
then rebuild
But then
them,
here's
yeah.
the thing. So like I was going to send them back and I decided to be a good human being.
Yeah.
So the ones that were wrong,
Right.
there's a filter basket that you have to kind of deassemble. You have to put a screw and pull it.
Pull it up. Yeah.
And they happen to be the same size as the ones I needed.
Yeah.
So I just pulled all the new filter
Right.
baskets out, rebuilt and cleaned them with carb
Yeah.
cleaner, new gaskets from work and everything.
Yeah.
So that's what I put back in.
Okay.
So I could send the new ones that didn't work back, but I've kind of put all the old shit that was broken into them.
There you go.
So I'm gonna for karma, I'll keep them. Fucking whatever.
Hang on,
But anyway, so like took it down the street, it blew. Finally got all the smoke out, and then it was great. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drive this fucking thing to work. So I drove it to work, 102 miles round trip.
Yeah.
Worked flawlessly, and cost me about $980 in gas. Because it gets at peak 16.7 miles to the gallon.
Woof, really?
man.
Yeah.
You got a Hemi, don't you?
No, it's a 4.7 liter, whatever it is.
All right.
It's the Magnum.
It's a Magnum, yeah. It's Magnum engine.
But anyway, so it works now.
Nice.
And then, so I came home yesterday and it was gone. And my wife has adopted it as her horsing vehicle.
Oh, she's just horsing around with it.
As soon as you finished it.
As soon as I finished it, all the complaints about me doing all the work to it, I finished it, and now it's her vehicle, apparently.
Oh, that's not fun. That's terrible.
Well, she told me she likes to put her Spark in the back and drive it around.
Oh, boy.
But I did feel vindicated that I actually... I've never fucked with fuel injectors like that before. It's a whole new thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that, too, the Italian tune-up always works.
Because like I went the one direction and Oscar was in the driveway.
Yeah.
And he went.
You're like, keep going, man.
And so then I went the other way at about 110, and when I came back, he did the whoosh, and I was like, all right, sweet.
Pit crew was right there for you.
Yeah. Well, then you did the other thing of just getting the battery out, so it actually would clean up the ECU or whatever.
We did that as well. So we unhooked the battery.
Yep.
Let the thing reset. Kind of cleared it out so that it kind of learned the. Because I think the other injectors were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Every
Really
sensor
wrong
was
ones.
like, this is bad, guys.
really
bad.
bad.
Shut it down.
You're going to get 4 miles per gallon.
Yeah.
That's that's
pretty
the deal.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
fantastic.
It was nice that he was there too, because like I was so excited. I was like, I shared a nice moment, because otherwise I've been by myself, just being like,
Oh yeah. I need to take a picture of this. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Wait, it's just a picture of the same pickup truck. Chris looks like he's.
Want to hear a joke?
Always want to hear a joke.
And he printed it out.
He printed out the internet.
Young couple had only been married for about 2 weeks when the wife complains of a burning sensation in her chest. She tells her husband, who suggests that she go to see the doctor to be examined. She arranges an appointment and goes the following day. The husband, while at work, receives a call from the doctor. I'm sorry to say that your wife has acute angina. Yeah, I know. She's also got a nice pair of tits, too.
That's
That's a nice angina you got there.
I heard the same joke, but it was with a pirate.
what?
Arr.
The blind pirate. Yeah. He's like, it's okay. I've got acute hearing. And he goes, your jewelry's not bad. That's it. Yeah, it's terrible. So what about this deal with the Janus, the 23 Janus Halcyon 250? Because you went up to the what do you call that? The
HQ?
The owners rally?
The Janus owners rally, right? Yeah. And so what's the game? What's the big word for 2023?
Wait a minute. Scroll back down.
I'm scrolling back down.
The 450 comes in at $15,000.
Yeah.
Holy balls, dude! I mean, seriously, it's a nice bike, but 15 G's.
Do you know what else is 15 G's?
That thing over there?
That BMW S1000.
Okay. All right.
You're right. It is. One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So the
200 more cc's.
the Halcyon
doubles the price.
The Janus Halcyon S1000 RR is $14,995. Wow. Okay. All right. So what's the deal, Chris? Bring us up to speed on this whole 2023 business, because it looks like they're changing some stuff.
Well, they've introduced and started to release the 450s.
Okay.
So that's their biggest thing right now. They've gotten rid of the cafe racer on the 250 side.
That was the Griffin, right?
Yeah.
The Griffin door.
So those are whatever they have left. They're selling. I don't think they can build anymore for quite a while.
Okay.
They're still doing the Scrambler.
All right.
But I think from the word they got is the Halcyon 250s, they're closing in on 1,000 of them.
Right. Okay. That makes sense, because I know they've made a lot of them. I've seen enough of them around to know that it's not like they made 4, right? So they've made quite a few, 1,000 units.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I think the cafe racers are under 70. And then the scramblers are like, 140 or something like that.
Okay.
So the model style of the Halcyon is kind of
Clearly the Halcyon's their leading edge. That's what people want to buy, right?
So
Yeah.
the 450, I think, in talking to a couple of the owners of those, are having some issues that
Do you think it's just teething pains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Right.
Some.
There's a lot of people with opinions down there.
Well, yeah, you'll have that.
But
Yeah.
if you read the article, though, apparently your bike, Chris, for this year, you had options for something, but they took away the options, and you can get it for free now.
So the wide seat and the knobby tires are now free.
Yeah.
Right. They're no longer an upgrade charge.
Well, the other thing too is that when I bought mine, I only had a 2-year warranty. Now it's a 4-year warranty.
Wow. 4-year warranty.
Well, let me tell you something. I've been kind of pissing at these guys because I've had a lot of items that I had replaced via warranty, and I'm homing in on the end of my 2 years here.
Yeah.
So I said, well, let's talk about extending my warranty.
Okay.
I'll pay something, and you guys,
Yeah.
pay up something, and let's see what we can do. They don't return my phone calls as quickly as I'd hoped, but it's
Yeah, because that's one of those things is they're like, okay, we'd like to start spending your money now, as opposed to have you being a line item on our loss lease, our loss sheet every year. That's a tough one, man. That is.
And when I talked to the general manager, his
Yeah.
name's Grant, and I offered this, he said, the average warranty cost on all our bikes is, he said, something like $64.
Okay. All right.
And I want to say, well, great, then
Then it shouldn't bother you.
Yeah, give me 2 more years.
Since it's only costing you $64 a year.
It's not a big deal.
Right. Yeah.
No, total warranty.
Oh, total.
Yeah.
Over the life of the vehicle.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Now,
all
I
right.
think there's quite a few that are considerably more than that, because when I was there,
Right.
there was a guy who had his piston crack, and so they had to replace the whole motor.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So there's some.
That's only like $50.
Yeah, but you know what? Looking at that 450 picture you had sitting there,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if they'd sell just the chassis, and then you could go to Harbor Freight and get that 650cc V-twin fucking Predator motor. Put that bitch in there. That'd be fucking awesome, man.
I don't know if you'd be doing any better than a vertical,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not hurting yourself.
No, I think right. You're
Plus, you have a V-twin.
right. Yeah,
It would fill the area underneath the tank a little better.
it would fill that area up. Yeah, it would. And now this is still the way that they did this one is the whole back end has a monoshock that goes between the shocks on the seat.
Betwixt.
It's betwixt and between.
springs.
Again, it goes between the springs on the seat. So like you got a lot of springy action in the back. You got some
I like
upsies,
the
downies. You
beefier
got some
tires.
insy outsies.
The beefier tires are cool.
They look really
That looks good.
Yeah.
And they have all the knurled. Is that the word?
Knurled?
The fenders are all.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
mine does not have
the rolled edges.
Correct.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
they're just
they-
flat, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
are you thinking of dumping $17 million on a 450?
17 million.
What is it? 17, 16,000?
15,000.
Well, tax, title, shipping,
Yeah, well,
licensing.
yeah.
The jacket.
Yeah.
What are your nuts hanging out the window?
Well, and also,
I rode mine back.
and you're
Exactly,
on the
right.
special list.
He
so
wrote
you
his
get
250 back.
he gets an extra 10% added on for bothering the guys every fucking 5 days.
I'm going to make it very clear that I think it's an incredibly handsome motorcycle, and I love that it's different than every fucking thing else.
Yeah.
And I love that it's a 450cc now,
Plus, it's
which
fuel injected now.
and it's fuel injected
Yeah,
now. Right. These are all important things. I like that the back end has rear suspension, but it doesn't look like it. I like that a lot. I like that it's the Earl style front fork.
But do they
I love
deserve
it.
70 points on it?
But the problem that I don't like about it is just that, yes, to have that level of exotica, it's that or a BMW S1000RR.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, oh, I gotta go to BMW on that one.
So we're going to trade yours in and get the 4 years warranty on the 450?
No, he's going to get an 80-year finance program on the Halcyon 450.
Well, what I'm thinking is, so it would be really hard to justify when you could buy a $10,000 anything and probably a used Halcyon 250 and still be under $15,000.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So what's the Halcyon 250 like brand new? What are they?
8, 7?
Yeah, about 85 probably. By the
Okay.
time you-
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
do an $8,000 new motorcycle, which we just discussed last week.
Right.
You have a slew of options.
Yeah.
And then you got $7,000 to buy a Halcyon 250.
Yeah.
So like that 450 has to come with like a blowjob nozzle or something on it.
And you got to be,
work.
and we all know that for every motorcycle that's ever been invented and sold, mass produced, there are used versions of it out in the world, right?
Yeah.
So if you do, and we had this discussion with customers in today, I sold a buddy scooter to somebody, a 125 carbureted purple buddy scooter to somebody. And the bike is a 2018. It's 4 years old. It has 300 miles on it. And it looks, for all intents and purposes, like a brand new bike, right? Yeah. And it's a brand new machine but it's 4 years old. Right. Even though it has 300 miles on it, it's carbureted. And the tires are 4 years old and everything else. So I hadn't even priced the bike yet. It had just come in on trade. Mm-hmm. I had not established a price for it. And so I was working with this customer, and I kind of had established that they were going to be over here buying this other bike. And so they were like, "Oh, well, how much is that?" And I said, "Well, that's not priced. It's pre-owned. It hasn't gone through, refinishing yet. So I haven't priced it out yet." "Well, no, how much is it?" I haven't established a price yet. I want
$50,000.
I want to make sure that I don't need to put a lot of money into it. We want to make sure the carburetor doesn't need to be replaced. The bike's been sitting for a long time. Let me bring the bike in through the service department, and then I'll price it. And then what's the price? But how much? What do you got to have for it?
How much is it?
And so a brand new one is $28.99. So I just said $2,400, and they were like, "I'll take it."
Okay.
Just as is.
Wrap it up. I'm buying it.
Wow.
$2,800.
Which one was that?
$2,400. The purple Buddy 125 that I took in on trade.
Okay.
So brand new, they're $28.99. Brand new with a 2-year warranty that this year happens to be a 3-year warranty. Brand new, no miles, tires are brand new, whatever. This is a 4-year-old bike, not a hint of warranty left on it. Only 300 miles on it, but it's just the same, right? Mm. You name your price at $2,400. That's $400.
I'm in, you son of a bitch.
That you lost $100 a year, right?
Yeah.
The depreciation is $100 a year on a fucking 125 moped, right?
Dude, I got my 2008. In 2015?
Yeah.
And I paid $800.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I'm talking about. That's normal.
With 312 miles.
That's rational and realistic.
Yeah.
What happened here was the guy that was just one. He didn't want to buy a new vehicle. He didn't want to pay freight. He didn't want to pay assembly.
Right.
He good. He didn't pay any of those things.
Well, I kind of did.
But he talked himself in. Right. And Renee was like, "Did you just sell that for $2,400?" And I said, "Well, plus tax." Mike DeWine's going to get his cut. And but that was, and they were thrilled. They were happy.
Did it start? It's a Buddy. It probably did.
It's a Buddy.
Yeah.
Right. But I told him, I was like, "So you can't ride this home today.
Yeah, let me touch it.
Please let me put it through the service department, just because it's 4 years old. It's never had its first service.
Right.
So please let me put a first service on it for you." And it was fine. Of course,
the oil was rusted.
Had an 1.5 inches of condensation on top of the oil.
Yeah.
Right. You pull out the dipstick and it just pees water out the side. It looks like a chocolate malt in there.
I've had that happen.
Me too. Oh, believe me, more than once. Yeah. But that's really true.
TB 450 chopper that I picked up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was laying on its right side because there's roots growing in the fins of the motor, and that right side carburetor she don't want to move at all.
You did buy that.
Yeah, for $33.
$33.
Yeah, we have. Oh, dude, no, we have. We have a whole plan.
About this.
Oh yeah, we have a whole plan. This is happening. The Bourbon
bought
Mobile.
it.
Yeah, the Bourbon Mobile's happening. The Bourbon Ferry's gonna have their very own Bourbon
wheels.
chopper.
I think we're a long way from that chopper riding on it its own power.
It doesn't have to have that motor in it.
Well, okay.
What
but
about a Harbor Freight V-twin 650cc motor?
Okay.
I think it's great you got a CB450 for $33.
Yeah.
$33. The guy, I went back and forth with him. He's like, he did tell you got to pay some money for this. I'm like, oh, no, he just said you want to get rid of it. And he's like, no,
I'm just dragging it off your property,
I gotta
pal.
have $100. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm out. I don't have $100.
Right.
I just,
It ain't worth the tetanus.
He's like, well, how much are you paying? I'm like, I got $33 in my pocket right now. He's like, oh no,
And $4 in Camel Cash.
no, I need at least 75. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Somebody will give you 75 for it.
Right, there you go. Yeah,
And I had already told him, I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yep, and I was all bummed.
And then all of a sudden he's
man.
like, all right, I'll take 33.
And then and then I get a text from John, and it just has a picture of the chopper on his trailer, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Nice. That's fantastic, dude. A
I grabbed the bike.
CB450
That's
chopper.
what I was saying. When I grabbed the bike out of his backyard, I'm pushing it out.
Right.
And it's, dragging the back tire.
yeah.
He's like, man, you're a beast. I'm like, yeah, well, that's not my first bike. He was a little, just like this little, skinny black dude. And
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like, this thing was like, oh, my God.
Oh, that's
Tell him
so
that
funny.
I carried my buddy's
He-
fucking firewood stove in
He
by
curb picked
myself.
it. I think he curb
Oh,
picked
he
it.
garbage picked it?
He's like, yeah, it was out on the street, down the street, and I just pushed it back home. I almost died.
Oh shit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And he thought he was getting $100 for it.
Well, he would have hoped to
scrap.
get $100. When he was talking to me, it was coming like I told him basically, I'll relieve it of your backyard. I'll get it out of your backyard for you. He's like, well, I'm going to need you to get some money for it. I was like, not for that. That thing's just fucking tetanus. And he goes, well, what will you give me for it? I said, $20 or something. Right. And I really, really played him down. He was like, well, no, it's got to be worth at least $300.
You were like $25, $50. So I'm not.
That's what I
I'm
said.
like,
Yeah, right,
that's where-
exactly.
That's the
Yep.
only reason I'm interested in this thing, because it's almost free.
It's almost free.
Oh, but I got plans. Once we get something going on, it's gonna be painted. It's gonna be all cool.
When we get fire in the hole, then we'll worry about it.
I know, but
I
it
mean,
doesn't
that's
necessarily have to
crazy.
be that motor. Just keep that in mind.
Do you know what I think is really
I'd
funny?
like it to be that motor because it's got a nasty 2 and a 1 on it.
It does.
That'll sound great in the burnout pit.
Oh yeah.
True.
You know, I have to say this is going to be the year of the CB450 around here, because I've discovered I've got 2 of them in my warehouse. So you were eyeballing that scrambler.
Yeah.
And I've got a scrambler in my warehouse, a CB450,
Scrambler.
CL450 scrambler,
right.
right? So I've got that, which desperately needs to be
what
reassembled.
year was that? The thing I looked at today was a 250.
Yeah, it was 250.
But what year is that?
No, that wasn't a 250.
No, the one he was looking at
Yeah.
today? No, I think that was
either
175.
or 175.
I think it was
says 250 on the
175.
side
Oh,
of
did
it.
it?
Look at it again.
Well, anyway, yeah. So yeah, not to beat all the dead horses, but yeah.
Let me look real closely at it again.
But
I didn't.
I
look.
think that
didn't
this.
really
I
get
think
it.
this
Yeah, it
might
does.
in fact
Yeah, it
be
did.
the yeah. I think this might in fact be the year of the CB450. I've got quite a bit. We got quite a bit of CB450 work. to
Okay,
do.
so that's a CL72.
Yeah, that's a
Oh, okay.
CL70. Okay.
So what year is that?
65,
67.
67, something
Okay.
like that.
That's the dude who owned the track that we were racing on. He had that and like a million other little bikes laying there.
I gotta say that looks kind of proud up there on that trailer.
It does,
You know?
dude.
The brand new trailer, like,
Oh man,
it's
that-
got a lot of nice little, period,
Yeah. Oh, when we mount the ag sprayer on the
Gerfuckle on it.
back, oh, it's gonna be fucking good, man.
nice little sissy bar, a little spike coming out the tail.
yeah, I mean that's pretty cool
double
looking.
headlights. It's got the double headlights.
It's got
I
the,
like the
yeah,
trailer tires.
it's got the
Size
Dixie.
of those tires you got.
Those are brand new tires.
Yeah, I like the Dixie. I like
They'll
the
be rotted out in 3 years.
North Carolina?
That's a different trailer.
I like the 2-into-1s with the turnouts, so the Jardines, the Jardine turnouts, and I like the.
I don't think there's anything inside.
No,
there.
there's nothing inside. No, whatever was in there left a long
A
time ago.
left and right coil pack strapped to the frame with yellow Excel wires.
Nice. Somebody put some money into this thing.
The one case for sure was chrome plated, like polished and chrome plated, like
Wow.
Yeah.
other side.
Oh, this
It's
is a
really
legit
cool.
chopper. Like somebody was like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking the chopper king.
The day somebody really cared about it.
Somebody cared about it quite a bit. They wanted a CB
The
450
handlebars would
chopper.
probably get $100 for them.
They're
Yeah,
twisted.
because they're twisted,
They're
right?
twisted,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking gnarly. Oh, I can't wait to
Well-
get my hands on this thing.
Of course, my vote is going to be you leave it like it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my vote is you just leave it like it
I'm
is.
just letting them down easy. I'm letting them
Okay.
dream a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Just
get
leave
it
it just
running.
like it is. Just get it running. Yep.
And then
Yeah.
have fun with it.
Minimum amount of labor into it.
It's
Yep.
not going to be no, it doesn't have to be the best bike it can be, Steve.
No, it doesn't. It
No,
does
not
not
best.
at all.
It has to be cool. Like it has to fit
already-
the
It's
bourbon.
It's cool
fairy.
now. It's cool.
It already does.
Right
It can
this
be
minute.
cooler.
It
man.
already does fit the Bourbon Fairy.
Yeah, that bike is
As
the perfect Bourbon Fairy bike.
Rusty,
Why don't they make the gas
crafty.
tank into a wooden barrel?
No, doesn't
You
need
can
it.
make one.
I
We can have
think
an
that this is
a gas tank
yeah.
can come off. We could have 2 different gas tanks.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that this in fact, in the spirit of Cleveland Moto, this looks like $33.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no,
This
it does.
looks like this, and I love the picture of the house behind it too.
Oh yeah, that was special.
Well, and nobody
I'm
can.
pretty sure like that was just one of those. Nobody else is living here. I might
Okay,
as well. Yeah.
right, yeah,
Jeez.
yeah. So I live here now. Okay, yeah, that is a proper Cleveland Moto $33
Well, and
bike.
nobody can say that,
Diarrhea.
that John did not get his money's worth.
Oh no, that John definitely got his money's worth there.
Yeah, I could scrap that.
Oh yeah, that's worth $33 a steal, no problem. But more importantly, it's nice. I mean, it's got potential. It'll
Potential.
run.
If the motor turns over,
It'll run. Yeah, if the motor turns over and it runs,
which it does not yet.
No,
Just
no.
fill it up with that marvelous.
Then I found a
mystery.
bunch of spark plug inserts in the toolkit area.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice. That's interesting.
That's interesting. That's for sure
insert.
interesting.
But there are spark plugs in the holes.
Helicoil inserts.
They're actually like not a helicoil.
No.
They're like you had the head off and you poked the hole out
Yep.
and then you threaded it and then they thread in.
Yeah, self-threading.
Or you put them on the spark plug and just thread them.
Right. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it had some or
No.
those were supposed to go in or
Right.
there's some in there. And
Who knows?
I don't know, but there's
Yeah.
some extra ones in the toolbox.
There you go. Yeah, I'm very much like, yeah, this is a good couple of cases of beer.
I need to take some Croil over and just start marinating it. in
That's the
Croil.
good start. The good start is just start getting lubricants all through this thing. Yeah.
Hose it down.
Don't change the tires though, because that'll burn real good when you do a burnout.
Yeah, the front one I think will hold air for
You
a
do?
while.
Really? Wow.
The back one's okay. Yeah, we can smoke the back one
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, that's cool. That front one's scary. Everything about the geometry on this bike looks, especially those handlebars.
It's a little weird there
Yeah.
because it's cinched down.
Yes,
So
it's squatted out.
I took a few inches out of that front, so it springs back up.
yeah. I mean, it's 6 over front end with an extra foot
There's
of.
a little rust on those
fork
forks,
tubes,
but
yeah.
like just cleaning them up with some steel wool and chrome
Yeah.
polish would make them smooth again.
Yeah,
I got brass.
Not that
wool.
I care. It's
Brass
never gonna be
wool
on
would
the
nice,
street.
nice.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's great, man.
It
33
really
bucks.
only has to go probably 100 yards that way and back.
I was going to say,
Well,
you know
I
what?
mean, you know,
Just toddling around and you could just put your Bourbon Fairy rig on the back on the sissy bars.
that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah,
gotta-
I think that's perfect.
Although if we could barrel race that, that would be pretty.
Oh,
awesome.
don't. Yeah. Barrel racing
That's
so last
that's
year.
asking a lot. Yeah.
That's okay. You could do whatever.
That's
you
a good
want
bike
to.
for that. Yeah, I appreciate it. 33 bucks. Amen.
That's
brother.
cool.
That is perfect. And you know what? And for the thing is, like, it's for a proper vintage CB 450. I think the less you do to it, the better, because then somebody will walk up to you and offer you the sore dick deal of like, that runs. Yeah, it runs. And you've been riding it around for the past 3 hours being an asshole. Yep. I'll give you $1,000 for it just so you'll quit hurting it. Okay.
Oh, no problem.
Very good. Yeah, I will not hurt your motorcycle anymore.
I can deliver it anywhere you want.
That's exactly right. Yeah, because I've done that in Mid-Ohio before, been like, I bought her, she's mine, and I'm going to ride her right into the damn ground. And then have somebody come and be like, I will give you $500 to stop doing that. Yeah, I want that motorcycle.
I need that motor.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and people have done. They paid me money to take the bike I
If
was
we
having
get that
fun with.
unstuck, I feel like it's going to be a smoker, but that's okay. Let her smoke.
If it runs, major accomplishment.
1.5 cylinders, 1.75.
I'll go for one.
7.5.
I'll go for one and take the spark plug out of the other one.
It helped.
The left one will be the air compressor. That'll be fine. We can inflate children's toys and road around being good Samaritans at Mid-Ohio.
What if you just ran a tube from the hole, right? And
Right.
the piston was still in there.
Yeah.
And you ran it to the carb. Is that kind of like a turbocharger in a
Air
weird
induction?
way? Yeah. It'll make up the power. It's basically a 2-cylinder. with that.
Sure.
My brother Mark swears that he was getting unstuck a CB450, and what they did was use the compression tester and then put air to it.
Yep.
So and when it broke loose, they didn't realize, but it was in first or second gear.
Oh, she went.
And it started taking off across the room.
Oh my God.
That's great.
Oh man, that's crazy. We had, when I was a kid, it was a Harbor, not Harbor Freight, JC Whitney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it had a pump. It had I'm going to show it. Oh, I can't show it because it's a fucking video. Bastard. Foiled again. But what the thing actually was it was a spark plug replacement air compressor. And so you just unscrewed one of your spark plugs, put this thing in the hole, and had 40 feet of hose on it.
Yeah, I remember seeing those.
And you'd start your car up, and you'd walk around with the hose and do your tires.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause it was
As your
running. Yeah.
as your car ran on less than 8 cylinders.
Right.
Now, on a V-twin motorcycle, not so much. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. And I did look it up. It's called a chuffer pump.
Oh, yeah.
Chuffer pump. And I can assure you that's the noise it made. Yep. But my grandfather had it, and I know it came from J.C. Whitney. It absolutely had to come from J.C. Whitney. There's no way that thing existed outside of J.C. Whitney.
Did you ever see, they have you can see them in the Chinese ads. They're big bags, and you put them on your exhaust, and you rev your motor, and then it lifts your car so you can change the tire.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the videos of the guys trying it? And
No.
It goes, and it just pushes the car and rolls it over. Because there's nothing to stop it, so it's just like, whoosh, and the car fucking...
So it just keeps going?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, since we were little kids, we saw those commercials of like this thing the size of a hat box.
Yeah.
And you put it under your car and you hook it up you slide it over. Like that's ever going to hold onto the tailpipe.
Right.
And since where I grew up too, it's not like you didn't have 75 air leaks in your exhaust system anyway. And that car's not going up 1 inch.
Right.
Right. At all. But yeah, so that was the deal. The vintage air compressor spark plug air pump. That's a real thing. It exists in the world. It's fucking weird, man. But what I did want to talk about, it's made by the Duplicolor Paint Company. So you know it's good.
Quality.
So I had a little stupid, just a tool note.
Yeah, tool note.
All my tools are up at Conneaut, my power tools, my cordless stuff, and they're old. So I decided I needed to have 2 sets.
Yeah.
And I also had a project that was going on, and I needed them right away. So I was at Lowe's, and I was like, I actually wanted to get Ryobi, but that's at Home Depot.
Right.
And then Lowe's had like my whole set that I bought back in the day, plus the oscillating tool and stuff for $199. And that's like what I paid for my whole. What? So I got the circular saw, I got the drill, I got the impactor, I got the flashlight, I got the oscillating tool,
Vacuum cleaner?
2 batteries, and okay. So then here's the other thing over here on the shelf. So the used section was the suck and blow kit. That was the fan, the mini leaf blower, and the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Really?
And they were all like 15, like 19. I might have paid another $50 for those 3 things.
Wow.
So I scooped up all that stuff, but then I was like, but what I really would like is the radio. I need a radio.
Yeah.
But the Craftsman radio is like $89 for the Bluetooth
For
radio.
a radio?
That's what I'm saying.
Nah.
So, but then I'm like, you know what? I should have went to Harbor Freight and got the Bauer set. Because all that shit's cheap. And sure enough, the Bauer radio is only $24.99.
Well, of course it is.
But then, so for whatever reason, I was like searching Amazon, and then what came up? You know what they sell? What? The Craftsman battery to Bauer adapter.
Yes.
So I ordered one of those. So now I can use my Craftsman battery on any Harbor Freight tool that I want to buy. So I can buy the inflator, which is $24.99. The radio, which is $24.99 from this one, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and use the
Or you
battery.
can get them to mix and match anywhere. You can get Craftsman to DeWalt, Craftsman to Ryobi.
I'm literally looking at the screen right now. It's ridiculous.
Like you can.
It's from a company, but it's my favorite name of a company I've seen yet.
Adapter.
Jadapters.
Get Jadapter.
Get your adapter here. Get your adapter right here. Gotcha hot adapters.
And the cool thing is they even have the adapter that I can take my V20s and put in my old 19.2s.
What?
Damn.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, that whole a AA battery is a AA battery for a reason, right? A D size, C size, etc. Right? Because sex toys come in all kinds of different levels of adventurousness, but they're all generally the same shape. That's why batteries been the same shape for a very long time. That's why they got rid of those big lantern batteries, because nobody should be that brave. Now,
Well, they're all just D-cell batteries inside of a big thing.
when you take apart any of these housings, any of these
same
things
shit.
at all, right? They're all going to be the same
1308, yeah.
1308 cells inside. It's all just proprietary whose hookups work. And so, yes, I'm glad that we've gotten to the point in society where somebody's like, okay, I've got an adapter that says that now all of my Milwaukee tools that are 25 years old can work with the Ryobi shit I just bought. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's cool.
Now it was like $22 for the little adapter thing.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
it opens up a whole new world to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. That's exactly right. Now that does make that adapter plate though is now your new 10 millimeter socket,
Oh shit! Yeah.
because if you lose that, the whole operation shuts down. Yeah, because you're like, fuck, I only have green batteries with me today, and I need red batteries.
What kills me is I bought got a Kawasaki drill like shortly after we bought our house 20, 30 years ago.
Kawasaki?
Kawasaki drill.
Oh, the metal, like the metal one.
No.
Plugs into the wall?
Cordless. Green cordless Kawasaki drill.
Okay.
And within a week of owning it, Piper threw it in the pond. Yeah. So I pulled it out and it was messed up. It would, like, the motor was fine, but the switch was messed. It never worked.
All right.
So the batteries are brand new.
Yeah.
The charging base is brand new. I've been searching for a Kawasaki. If you ever come across Kawasaki tools,
yeah, I'm looking
I've
at them
got
right now.
literally 2 brand new batteries and a
Yeah,
charger.
right.
And every once in a while I take it out and throw the batteries on the charger just to top them up.
Right. Just in case you
But
find the
how
tool they
old
go
is
with.
it?
They're old. I mean,
I
it was back when I bought my house, which is 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't think those cells are going to be okay.
I used the one to jumpstart Grandma's chairlift.
Seriously?
It's putting out 20 volt. I mean,
Shit. That's amazing, man.
No, what's amazing is the ones that I have over here that when I opened the shop, I went out to congratulate myself for opening the shop. I went and bought the full, the red coffin.
Yeah.
I bought all the Milwaukee shit, and I bought the M8, the M24s, and I bought the M12s. So I bought the M24s for the heavy duty adult tools, and I bought the M12s for all the little, dainty child size home gamer shit. But they're all still here, guys.
Yeah.
They're all
No,
still here, and
Milwaukee's-
they're all still the original battery packs, which is even crazier.
Milwaukee takes care of us at Summit. Like, obviously, we sell this stuff, but they,
Yeah.
for our studio where we do all the work, they constantly send tools for us to use, so we use them on camera.
Yeah, right.
They just sent a 48 volt
impact?
impact driver.
No, that's a terrible idea.
That motherfucker takes off anything.
Well,
And
yeah.
if it can't get the bolt off, it just takes part of the nut or like the whole thing with it. It'll break the bolt in
take your
fucking half, man.
your wrist off.
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, it's.
I like
fucking-
the fact that I pull that monster up and it has not one but 2 handles.
Yeah.
And it's got an eye ring on it that belongs in the nose of a bull.
Yep.
I mean,
You can cable it off, hold it up.
yeah,
to the
you can
ceiling.
you can put a strain relief on it. For,
Isn't it-
It's got a seatbelt.
it does have a seatbelt that comes with it.
What isn't the front jack is like an inch or so? It's some fucking giant. Like it has to. You have.
Yeah, it's a 1 inch.
Oh,
That's
that
a
That
1
should
inch
just
driver.
have "fuck you" written
That's
on
a
it.
1 inch driver.
Yeah.
It's a
Fuck
brushless
you.
1 inch driver. It's 8 amp hours. Giddy up. So you're gonna be there for a while, right? But I just do love that whole look at it.
Yeah.
Just look at it. It's a very angry,
And it has
angry
warnings.
tool.
It has warnings about holding both handles because it can break your wrist.
Of course it can. Look at that. That thing should be just the
That
handle.
ring
part.
on top is to put a pipe through and have 2 other guys standing there holding it.
Yep.
Yeah, to have the ring on top so that you can put it into your strain relief or your OSHA stress relief stuff. I love that, the lanyard, and they call it a lanyard loop. You can tell they literally built that for what
big-ass-
John said. That's meant for reefing on because it goes into the chassis of the tool. Yeah, that's crazy. And you know what? That thing should be nothing but clutch.
Yeah.
It should just be a handle and a clutch system.
But like seriously, like the lug nuts on this big ass truck thing.
Yeah, right.
Like we had a 4-foot breaker bar.
Yeah.
And we are humping on this thing to get it off, and it wouldn't budge.
No.
That thing was like,
Yeah.
like
of
it
course.
came off so fast that the bolt was 17,000 degrees. Like it was.
No,
insane.
it's this is when you're not asking anymore. This is just we're demanding to take it apart.
Telling you.
But you know, there's no reason in my world where I would ever need to own this.
But it's pretty cool to have.
No, I
Getting the
get
ball
it.
off of a hitch is about like
That's about the only one. And usually with that, I use a super long cheater pipe and a lot of lube.
This is like
know?
is basically like the AR-15s of.
No, this is
That's like an AR.
It
At
was
least an
a 50
AR-10.
cal.
this
50
is
cal.
a 50 cal
Yeah.
AR-15 chassis that's chambered in 50 cal.
Right.
That's what this is. This is an AR-15 receiver group
Right.
that's been chambered in 50 cal. It's completely stupid.
Yeah.
We were shooting shotguns the other day, and I went down a rabbit hole of AK-47 styled shotguns.
Shotguns.
And there's a lot of them, and they're not expensive.
Magazine fed.
And magazine fed or
I was like that
Sega.
lady.
drum
That
fed.
lady had that magazine at the end that missed everything.
Anything between 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 25 rounds, 50 rounds, whatever the fuck you want, they build one for it. And it's obscenely ridiculous. I did, though. I was looking at it from a cost analysis of what is it going to cost you to shoot it. It's still way cheaper to feed than a standard AR-15.
Oh, sure.
The dollars per shell, the money that the food it eats is cheaper 12 gauge than it would be 5.56 or 308 Winchester or whatever. It's hilarious that
It doesn't
something
make sense either because
it's something
more
that's
material.
this big. Oh, it's more of everything. It's more of everything.
More powder,
Yeah.
more brass,
more of the
lead.
whole deal. But it is very funny that you could be like, look at this, and like, what the Jesus Christ, and be like, this costs less to feed than that thing you brought.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, okay, that's pretty wild. That's pretty creepy. I did want to bring up past couple of mornings, I went out to my garage and I did the like, all right, guys, this morning I'm going to ride the Zero in. And it's a Zero premium, so I got the heated grips. Yeah, that's great. And I had my cool, my fancy, you can see me 96 miles away jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The icon of the reflectable everything. And I put my hoodie on underneath. And I figured, it's not quite winter time yet. I don't have to break out the Tourmaster, like, multi-layer jackets. Put that on with my hoodie underneath, popped my helmet on, jumped on the motorcycle, was wearing one layer pantalones, like, double knees for safety. Made it 6 blocks from my house, turned around, went back and got more BTUs.
Yeah.
I straight up, I just rolled my ass back. And by the time I got back to the house, I was like, oh, I got fucking cold. Yeah. And it was 38 degrizzles. So it was 38 degrizzles. Yeah. It was chilly. And so the things I would like to remind everybody, flannel lined pants, extremely good idea. Better idea, find yourself a cheap pair of riding overpants that has armor built into them. So then you can wear your normal street type pants with armored pants over it and get the R value from that. It's blocking the wind.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, as long as they're windproof, that's the big thing.
It really is. Yeah. That is a big, big deal.
I wrote, what was it, Tuesday?
Arrow stitch, baby.
I rode to work
One zip to rule them all.
I'm telling you.
Tuesday, I think. And you're right. Like, when I got out, I was like, oh, it's crisp, but it's nice.
Yeah.
And then I got far enough away that I couldn't turn around.
Right.
Because I'd have been late.
Yeah, right.
And that's when I realized, no, it's fucking cold.
Yeah.
And
The
I
point
was
of no return
cold.
fucks you every time.
Yeah.
And
I was out riding that kid's bike with my T-shirt. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like it was daylight, but almost as soon it just went dark. Like as soon as I started
50,
riding, and then like,
instant. I was shocked at how cold I got so quick. And I forgot that I lived in Cleveland. It all hit me at the same time.
Did you have a neck gaiter on?
I did not. So my initial outing, I did not have my neck gaiter on. Like I said, I had one ply pants, So I had one ply pants. I had just that jacket with a hoodie. Torso wasn't the problem. Torso's, yeah.
If you got the Milwaukee tools, punch up the Milwaukee heated vest.
You know what? You cannot make me buy into this whole thing.
Dude, it's pretty awesome.
The what?
Milwaukee sells a heated vest.
They
that
sell
you
a
take
jacket.
Oh,
They
yeah,
sell
yeah,
a
yeah,
jacket.
yeah.
They sell vests. They sell all the
Where the
stuff.
fuck do you put the
In your
biggest
pocket.
ba- okay.
Yeah,
It has an
it plugs
M12.
in. Yeah.
Right. And my only one of these that I like is I like the heated hoodie
Yeah.
Right. The heated hoodie's something I probably would get into.
It'd be
but
great
it's,
skiing.
yeah, it
really
would.
cold.
219
Woof.
doll hairs.
Okay.
Right. Yep. And yeah, you know.
I mean, I'm cheap. I probably wouldn't buy it, but it doesn't seem that bad. I mean, there's people who wouldn't
Go
think
on
twice about
eBay
buying
and there's
True.
bootleg versions
True.
of it that
Yeah.
they may burn your nipples off, but at the same time,
you know, the other thing that's funny is
I feel like
don't-
you'd have limited time. Like, but it would be great. Like, you don't turn it on right away. You
Right.
wait till you fucking are freezing your nuts off, and
Yeah.
you just need okay, give it to me.
just give it to me.
And then like,
Just give it to me, baby.
I'm warm again. Okay, go back out and ski.
Okay.
They say it lasts for 6 hours in charge. The very first comment was like, no, it's going to last 1 hour on high and 2 hours on low. All right. So that's not that great.
So you just got to bump it every once in a while.
Yeah, I think you
Turn
got to bump it
off.
every while. And
When
they
you get
said,
really cold and you can't take it anymore,
and one of the reviews
carry a
was,
couple batteries.
it keeps you warm, but the biggest complaint about it was the location of the battery pack being rectal. They said that was not the best thing in the world.
wrecked them.
Yeah, did nearly
Damn near killed
nearly
him.
overheated them. But it is a very Jesus Christ. What do I have going on there? So it is a really interesting concept of using your Milwaukee batteries that you already
Yeah,
have
it's
to
kinda
heat your
goofy.
clothing, right? Yeah, that's kind of
You could use any batteries now that you have the
True.
adapter kits.
Adapta kit. That's it. The
Got it one
yeah.
piece at a time.
But the Milwaukee heated clothing for definitely doing a cheap pair of motorcycle pants, a cheap pair of armored motorcycle pants, get them a size bigger than you need them kind of thing.
All honesty, the
Yeah.
shit that you have,
Easier said than done, bro.
the Nelson rigs, I think you sell them for $45.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
rain gear,
Yeah.
but they're thick. They're
They're
not
thick. That is the trick.
And that over a pair
Yeah.
of jeans, and
Yeah.
even like your riding jacket,
Yeah.
if it's cold, you throw that on top.
We gave up on the one-time use motorcycle. You know, if you're at Sturgis and you buy like, it's raining, I need to buy a rain suit, and so you buy the $40. Like the $40 says, my first Harley Davidson on it.
Yeah.
And it's like nylon/plastic. I've had them and I bought them in emergency situations before, but you are further ahead going to Kmart and buying the Fisherman's Friend thing, right?
The Frog Togs.
The Frog Togs
yeah,
or whatever.
Those are good too.
And
I
Frog
had a
Togs,
Columbia
right.
outfit that was
Yeah.
the rubber. It was like rubber with a liner, and it wasn't
Yeah.
great, but
No.
it was windproof and waterproof. And
Yeah.
if I put the pants and jacket on, I didn't really get too wet.
The Nelson
right.
rig ones that we got in it's one of those items where you're like, yeah, it's like $10 more to go from it's a plastic souvenir from Jogga Lake to actually having something you can keep rolled up in your bag for years and years and years.
I was blown away because like I had fucked mine. Well, you guys were there. I caught
Right.
myself on fire, so I burned.
You did.
I burned my fucking.
You burned your rain suit.
Yeah. So I came in here and bought a thing, and it has feet things.
It does.
And so
Yeah.
like it actually
Stirrups?
pulls it into your boot. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's got stirrups in it, and yeah, it's remarkably functional, light duty
But
jacket.
it's great. But
Yeah.
it's for an over
Yeah,
thing.
an
It's
overgarment. It's
fucking
totally
great,
the deal.
man.
Yeah. And I've done it. I bought several of the I fit in this one little bag.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, that's not going to work. And Frog Togs too. Frog Togs are great until you realize that is a Tyvek suit.
Yeah.
That is painting. That is
Oh, you can't wash them.
not only can you not wash them, there's a lot of stuff you can't walk next to.
Yeah.
Because like Velcro will grab onto it and just open it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
I washed mine and dried it, and now Amy
can't
can barely wear it.
You can't wash and dry Frog Togs.
It's like fucking tiny.
Of course, because you washed a paper towel. You can't wash a paper towel. I don't care what the Bounty commercial tells you. Frog Togs are a very elaborate paper towel.
You don't print the internet and you don't wash a paper towel.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah.
Chris will say otherwise, but okay.
Yeah. But so, we were talking about I think you weren't even here when we did the Aerostitch burn down.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the Aerostitch and we said that we were going to make a special Aerostitch for Hoffert that just had shorts.
Yeah.
There's going to be a zip from the inside of his left knee up to his right arm, and it would still be an Aerostitch, but his legs would be free to breathe.
Well, I think it's funny that he has your jacket and you have you wear pants, but he doesn't wear, so it makes sense.
So it's an Aerostitch romper?
Aerostitch romper.
Nice. I love it.
Well, actually, one of the former members bought it from the BMW forum, bought the jacket and the pants. And
Okay, yeah.
none of them fit him. So
Right.
So Hoffert bought the
The-
jacket
the-
because it wouldn't fit me, but I
Okay.
bought the pants because they're long enough. And then I bought a bib to go over it because they're too big in the waist. They kept dropping.
What's
off.
that red outfit over a little bit?
Which one?
Well, right there.
Johnny Sacco?
What the hell is
That's
that?
an immersion suit. So if you're a Coast Guard,
That's what we need.
yeah, that's so you can be in the water and negative.
When we're,
That's I ride
when we're
motorcycles.
pond ice racing and we go in.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to be wearing.
Well, I'm just saying, you show up at that. They're like, "Oh, you ride motorcycles in Ohio?" I'm like, "Yeah, in December."
Oh yeah, right.
That's cheap at $415.
It does seem cheap, right? Yeah.
That's from Wish, though. It's not guaranteed.
Just don't blow it up.
I have years ago when Sportsman's Guide was doing all that kind of, crazy military stuff from countries that don't have militaries anymore. They had put up for sale the full Swedish military motorcycle cold weather riding gear.
Oh shit!
Sealskin.
And I was like, I'm in.
Yeah,
Right?
Fucking Swedish.
I'm in. It's Swedish motorcycle riding gear. And it's full cav style,
Designed by Dolce and Gabbana before they were popular. Like,
Yeah, and the largest you can get is this, smaller than a small one
no,
here.
it's 4X, but it's about a medium.
It's a Swedish 4X.
Steve, it's a size 31.
Yeah, right.
You figure it out.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Whatever you get's whatever you get. So I ordered it in, because it was cheap enough. I could order it in the medium size that they had and then the biggest size that they had.
So a medium size probably fit your calf.
Okay, so I ordered 2 because I think they were $18 a piece.
Ooh.
Whatever. So this is the picture that they use to sell it to you, right? Y'all picking up on that cavalry style thing and a big pouch on your chest. It makes a lot of fucking sense. There's nothing about this that isn't fucking badass.
It's stylish. You could go down to Ohio City and you'd be envy of every dude with a
It is
man bun.
very, very stylish.
Yep.
But unfortunately, when you get it out of the package, right, this is what you're actually getting.
It's still not hideous.
It's pretty hideous. It's way too short. If you own a belly button,
But wasn't that like some famous rapper dude wearing it?
I don't know if that is. But so the problem with it is it does not go down to your abdomen.
That one guy there in the lighter one.
Yeah.
That one. Click on that. Yeah, you could kind of see how
There
short
you
that
go.
is.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem here. Your pants stop 6 inches below the jacket. And the jacket has not 1, not 2, but 3 whole buttons.
Wait, they're selling that fucking thing for $2,000.
Again, Sportsman's Guide had them for $20, right? They're also selling it for $25 on eBay.
Well, Pharrell Williams wore one once. And so now
Okay.
they're all worth $1,000 million.
Okay, fair enough.
Okies.
Right. But anyway, safety. So that was my idea for winter because I bought the pants that go with it, which are like not fur lined, but like shearling lined.
Sure.
And the pants are spectacular.
Well, are they like Z Cavaricis and go up to your nipples so that the jacket doesn't matter?
That's a good point. That's actually a pretty good point. I wonder if that's the thing is you've got to use them as a system.
Yeah, because I bet
Right.
you, like, if you think back to the like when I had
Right.
the Vance and Starcoat,
Yeah.
that motherfucker only came to your fucking belly button.
Right.
Because when you were on
Yeah.
the bike and laid over, it
true.
actually fit.
At that point, just wear a parka, man.
This
look,
is an
so there
accurate
you go.
representation of the pants.
Where'd they go?
Oh, where'd they go? They went away. I got to show you guys the pants. I put them on, and I was like, they horribly fucked up the pants because like I said, I ordered 2 sizes of the pants. Ordered 2 sizes of the pants, and I should have ordered 3 sizes of the pants because the pants did go well past the nipples. God damn it! There
That
we go.
one
Yeah.
there, okay.
Yeah. So there he is. Yeah, that's the same expression I had on my face when I put the pants on.
Did it come with the
That
neck?
guy's only 5'6".
Yeah.
I know that guy.
So that does make more sense then. The jacket's a little
yeah.
short because
Right.
the pants are
The
so
pants
long.
are super long.
Did it come with a neck beard, or did you have to grow that yourself?
But so I have 2 pair of these at home, and the smaller of the 2 pair that I have is probably a men's 44 waist.
Seriously?
The medium?
The larger of the 2 that I have is probably a men's 62 waist.
Come on, really?
Not joking. They
I thought Swedish people were fairly svelte.
remember this is surplus. This is stuff that never got worn.
Gotcha. So these are all the So
leftovers.
they called them mediums, but they were probably like,
It was probably a W upside down on the tag. They probably read the tag upside down. It was a 1 wide.
Yeah,
a
one
single
wide.
wide.
Yeah, right.
Right? And the second was a medium. Medium is a double wide. Right.
Right.
But when I ordered 2 of them, I picked up and I knew I was in trouble because when the package showed up, the package was as big as a
Massive.
television, an old television box.
Jeez.
Those
it was
might fit me.
massive. Yeah, I'll see if I can find him for you. Bring him in,
dude.
Yeah,
You're okay. You want to have your mind fucking just tickled?
yeah.
So remember all the CRT monitors that
Yeah.
we couldn't get rid of, and they were just laying everywhere and stuff like that.
Yep.
$500
No.
plus.
Why?
Vintage gamers want vintage CRT
Oh, yeah.
monitors.
We just threw the one out of the vintage game right there.
And
Yeah.
now they're $500 for a fucking 19-inch CRT monitor that you couldn't give away 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
because there's no latency. You know.
I have I have the last of the tube type TVs. It's a flat tube.
No, not TV. It has to be a video game monitor.
Well, but the kid said, but I think
Oh, boy.
somebody said you might want to try to put that up. Somebody would probably give you $50 just to play video games on it because it's a tube. It's not a.
Yeah.
So it's
right.
a tube,
It's
so
not
there's no
LED.
latency.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and so
My
like that.
God. Which is
So, but if you go
stupid,
back,
right.
so like if you had a video game computer
Right.
10 years ago,
Yeah, right.
those monitors that you thought you couldn't
Yeah.
even move
Right.
are fucking going insanely expensive.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
It is. It's just ridiculous.
Oh, because the gamers need it under like 15 milliseconds because that's like way too much latency, and it's just bullshit. It's another like fucking scam, like all the other shit that they're doing right now,
Yeah, yeah.
I have a feeling those people don't have particularly demanding jobs.
or lives.
Or lights,
Right.
yeah.
Because if
Because I got a name.
I haven't played 1 minute of video games in about 20 years.
Yeah, I haven't much.
Right.
You know what they need
Yeah,
to
but
get laid.
my nephew's making like bank being a video game developer for.
Oh, that's
Oh
a
yeah, yeah.
developer,
Well,
yeah.
that's the side
but
that
that's
you
all
should
he
be
ever
on.
did with him and his buddies. They played video games all the time.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they were in training.
He dropped out. He had a full ride to Capital University. Got a .04 his first term. Never left his room because he couldn't be away from the computer. And then everybody was like, "Oh, his life is screwed." Next thing you know, he's getting between him and his. There's 4 of them. They're right now. They split $32,000 a month that they get for their games that they put. They did Squid Games for Roblox, and they did a couple other things.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
He was just coming back from California to a big game convention with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Bought a brand new Civic R type turbo.
Well, there you go. All right. I'm
That's
wrong.
what I keep telling my kids. I'm like, college is cool and stuff, but if you can find something you like, just devote yourself. Like, just go ape
That's
shit,
the way
do
to do it.
nothing
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
and just don't do anything else. And just even if the trend goes away, stick with it. Give it another 5 years. That shit will come back, and you'll be the king of that shit.
Yeah, but who's
boobs.
going to pay you? I was going to say, who's going to pay me $125,000 a year to jack off? I mean,
OnlyFans?
I'm really good at it.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
OnlyFans all day long.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
You're like,
up with the right hook,
I'm
man."
I'm an old fat guy. Well, there's somebody that wants to see an old fat guy manipulate their long dong.
man, I'm like,
Extreme close up, internal.
Yeah.
There's a way.
Dude, there's whole things of husband and wife, fat husband and wives. And the reason that they're making money is because other fat husband and wives want to feel like they're watching themselves. So there are people that should not do porn making $100,000 a month doing porn.
OnlyFans.
You can do custom porn.
You know
Take
about
requests.
I do.
okay.
I don't subscribe.
Allegedly.
I just wander across it every once in a while.
Take requests.
There's plenty of free porn to look at. I'm not paying.
Well, that's what every
That's
time I
my-
try to look at OnlyFans, I started trying to look at OnlyFans because somebody was saying like someone like Cardi B is making $4 million on her OnlyFans channel.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I gotta see what the then you go like,
It'll
I'm
cost
gonna-
you $20 to find out.
I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I stopped. I'm like,
The only OnlyFans I ever saw was a store that just sold fans. And I got really bummed out.
yeah, OnlyFans.
I mean, I still, look, when I'm at my house, I drink from the tap. You know why?
It's free.
They used to call them cam girls.
Cam girls, the whole thing.
It's the same shit.
I don't lean into that because, again, how lazy are you that you
Yep.
can't find
Poon.
pornography for free?
Yeah.
Right?
And even tailored to whatever you're into for free.
You could get into something accidentally.
Yeah, well, that's
you could have a whole new weird thing pop up you didn't even know about and it didn't cost you a penny. Right? The fact that you're going in and spending, I'm going to put this girl through fake college for, $20 at a crack or whatever it might be. I mean, who knows? And you're not getting you're not getting sold underwear. You're not getting anything in the deal. You're just getting literally what you would have been getting for free.
Right.
It's like we are that lazy. We're just like, okay, I'm gonna look in this little thing and it's gonna tell me what I like, right? Yeah. Come on.
I think you got a problem if you're paying for that. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's so much free content. Yet why would and
unless
you
it's
got
a
to pay for
specific,
it? Like,
if it's a specific model, I get like if you're if you're into Cardi B and like that's what all you can think about, then hey, fucking pay $20, you get to see her clam, you're excited.
Oscar, do you spend $60 a month to have no commercials on your YouTube?
Fuck no.
Right.
That's all I need to say. Yeah. That's all I need to say.
That's just stupid.
Because my TV only has one channel.
And I think part of the people that are doing that are the people that are making bank in their jobs, and they just can't figure out a better way of just chucking their money on stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
They're just stupid money out there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Saudi princesses.
Look, I would rather vex myself wildly over trying to find the part I've been looking for my Honda GB500 for 2.5 years that I've been like literally going, no man, I can't spend $96 on that. There's just no way. There's just no way. I know I can get it for $40.
What part?
There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things I'm looking for. Oh, and there's one of them right there.
There you go.
Talk about that. Yeah. Don't. He broke the floor.
Shattered.
So
A clay pigeon broke.
This item, it is made of the same thing clay pigeons are made of.
Yeah.
That is, I think we determined that's 64-year-old rubber from a Kawasaki.
You said what year is it from?
78.
Oh, so it's 9 years younger than me. So no, that's like 42-year-old or 44-year-old rubber. Yeah.
This is how they develop polymer.
This is
That's hard as balls, dude.
I don't know if you can hear
yeah.
that.
Okay.
There is no rubber left in that rubber.
It doesn't bend.
No,
it
it's
doesn't-
just
there's
gonna
one
shatter.
little- like here, it gets
And that's
a
On the
little
one
bit.
side, yeah.
That's an intake boot.
Yeah.
That
Airbox to carb.
that is the thing that
break it.
controls.
So it's the one that actually goes directly to the curb.
I mean,
Oh,
this
shit.
is what controls part of your balanced airflow system.
Yeah.
And
Well, more importantly, it keeps the mice out of here. I got this mice there.
So is it
more
on
importantly, it keeps the mice out.
is it on Obstanium, or can you actually find?
Well, I have
Have you
that
tried
one.
looking?
If there was a way to soften it up.
I'm going to soak it in some taint juice.
No,
who's
got the wintergreen?
I was going to have, maybe put it in Grandma's room and make it stare at naked Grandma. Maybe that'd make it go limp.
It'll make it soft. It'll soften it right up. Just put it on the shelf in Grandma's room. It'd go in after a couple of days, as soft as brand new, baby. Somewhere in the shop, we have a metal can, a gray metal can, a silver metal can with wintergreen in
Just
it.
dunk it.
Yeah.
I thought Cinch had something.
I do.
You do?
I have
All right.
things.
All right, you have things.
Got me covered.
Yeah.
I got it. I'll make it
All
squishy.
right. There you go. Make it squishy. Make it squishy.
Make it supple.
So let's test that, and we'll
boot
see
too.
if you can bring
Yeah,
that thing back to life.
All right.
Because that is really,
It's a good experiment.
yeah, that's
oh,
every.
Jesus, you broke
yeah,
it again.
That's every part that comes
It
into my
really
shop.
feels like it would shatter.
It
Yeah,
sure
it
does
does.
feel like it would
It's
shatter.
close, yeah.
If you can bring that back to suppleness, I'll say you're onto something.
Or how about just clastableness? That it can actually clasp.
That it can
onto
actually
If
do
something.
I
its
could
job.
install it,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I'd
the
be
hardest
happy.
part is not being
Right.
able to install the fucking thing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The number of vehicles that we get in here that are all suffering from the same problem, and that is they're hard where they shouldn't be, right? And that's really what it comes down to, is you want the soft parts to be soft and the hard parts to be hard. And if you invert that in any way, you don't have a good experience.
Yeah, you want the
what she
hard
said.
parts to go into the soft parts,
Yeah.
and not the soft
Yeah.
parts to disintegrate into the
No.
hard parts.
Worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst thing ever. If you're going into something that should be soft and it turns brittle and falls apart, you're in a mummy movie, right? That is not good.
Mummy porn.
Mummy
there you go.
porn.
There
It's-
you go.
I've had a lot of fun knowing that we're going to be short a mechanic recently. One of the only joys in my life is telling folks, well, no. It's like, can I bring in my 1986 Herkimer Battle? Nope. So you guys work on Tomos?
Oof.
Nope. Not even before. Not before. Not now. Not ever. Well, you guys did last year. You guys worked on my VT11. Nope. It's like,
Well, I heard one guy, they were talking about something I was at Summit, and they were talking about some guy bought a thing, and he was like, he goes, well, I got to find a shop that'll work on it. The guy's like, I don't know any shop that's going to work on your 1973 whatever. And and he was like, well, what the hell do motorcycle shops exist for? And I was like, dude, that's why vintage bikes are a hobby. They're not
exactly.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what you need to find, my friend. You need to find Skidmark Motorcycle Co-op.
Yeah.
You need to find
Learn
Skidmark
what to
Motorcycle
do,
Garage.
yeah.
work on your shit.
Right.
We help you learn how to work on your shit.
So let me ask you this.
We provide you a clean, well-lit space.
Ford across the street. If you have a 1984 Ford fucking Taurus, will they work on it?
No.
No.
What's their
I mean, that's where I'm at with my Nissan. Like, it would be nice to take it into dealer and have them flash my thing and learn my thing, but I don't know. I'm afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
I'm afraid.
What year do car dealerships cut off?
And
Do you know?
rightfully so.
2007.
That's
something like that.
even shorter than motorcycle dealerships.
I got a 2007. You think they're going to want to do anything with it?
Probably
10
not.
years old, over 10 years old.
All the motorcycle shops around here are 14 years. So
Or they're going to hook the
everybody's saying
computer
14
up.
Yeah.
Be like, beep, boop, beep. Nope, didn't work. That's $100.
Yep.
You need a new throttle body. A Nissan one is $500.
Yeah.
Buy that, and then we'll
Yep.
try it again. And if that doesn't work, then you can buy some more parts from us.
Yep.
Well, that's the danger. Like a lot of times when you get older vehicles, or especially higher end ones or whatever. Like I have my Volvo S80. That's supposed to be all my other Volvos were indestructible. And that one had only 65,000 miles and had a bad tranny, right? And I paid $3,000 for the car, and a used transmission, if you could find one, was $3,000.
Volvo's had a rash of bad radiators where it allowed the coolant and the transmission fluid to mix inside.
Oh shit!
In the radiator.
In the radiator.
Yeah, because the way they had stacked their tranny cooler was literally encapsulated inside their coolant cooler, right? Mm-hmm. And so if they broke down inside, galvanic reaction, then they literally, you wouldn't know about it because you did not run out of coolant.
Yeah, just all mixed.
It's just mixed. Yeah.
So your transmission was cooler, but it didn't quite slip as good as it should
It
be.
didn't really have the correct lubricity, did it?
It didn't like having antifreeze in it.
Yeah.
Not the best thing in the world.
That was big on the XC90s and some of the other Volvo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you get one and it's running great, put a brand new radiator in it and you're probably good for 100.
I think that's the deal, right? Just separate them. Just divide them out, right? So that you have a
Or start
transmission.
with a
oil cooler.
brand new one so you'll know at least you get
Right.
some
That's
mileage.
But I
exactly
got
right.
sick back for a while there. I kept getting vehicles that were like great deals, and then I'd take them because it was beyond my skill set. And they got every time I'd be like, "Oh, this is one in a million. I've never seen this happen before." I'm like, God damn it, man! Fuck. Can I just be the one in the million lottery winner guy and not
Or just like, oh, you got one of these? Yeah, this is always the problem.
yeah.
That's when you do it. Like once you figure out what the problem is, then you do the internet search and be like, my Jeep, like, oh, it seemed like the transmission was gone. Wouldn't go into, wouldn't shift into second or reverse or whatever. Well, it was the output shaft sensor, and it was $18, and I fixed it, and I got quoted at $1,500.
Absolutely.
So go on there and be like, tranny problems, Jeep, see if you can find one that has the same problem.
Well, and that's
drive it around the block, put a new sensor in. Yep, that fixed it. Take it out, put it back in. I'll give you $500 for that.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith's 1400cc California is a great example. Without the right diagnostic, without knowing about a particular wire that needed to be cut, wire, not even buying a part and changing it, literally a wire that's there, cut it. And now his bike goes from not charging a battery and complaining of a $900 fucking blown up alternator to being, it's totally fine. It's fine. It's normal.
You've been riding it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But I mean, that's one of those things where when you say, know what's the problem with a particular vehicle that you like, go out and figure out exactly what is the thing that they all suffered from.
Yeah, we're looking at buying a new car. I'm like, can we just buy another 2012 Sorento all-wheel drive V6 just so I have two identical cars?
That's called Noah's Garage. It's a 3-dimensional owner's manual. Yeah.
I already know how all the ins and outs of why do I have to relearn a whole new model?
Yeah.
That's what, after my experience with this truck, I'm like, I'm just going to buy these because now I know them really well.
Right.
Oh, jeez. What can go wrong with doing it all over again?
Great. That would have cornered the market on, what is it, a 94?
2005.
2000. Oh, it's really modern. Yeah, I had no idea. Yeah. Would have cornered the market on 2005 Dodge Rams. Oh, man.
Mine already stands out, though, as our buddy said, He's like, man, you put enough work in that you have a non-rusted 2005 Dodge in the
it
range.
looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, and that's only going to make it get stolen.
No,
I'd be putting some magnetic rust on that thing. You got to have that thing blend in.
some patina on that shit.
We got a Hyundai in the driveway. We know that there's the TikTok challenge about stealing Hyundais with a USB cord. Right. So like if your USB cord's in your car, you've basically just said you want to willingly participate in the TikTok challenge of like, there's your USB charger and there's your Hyundai car. So if you've got a Hyundai or a Kia,
the Kia boys,
right, there's a TikTok thing that's a TikTok challenge where you can go in there and in the matter of about 25 seconds, there was supposed to be an immobilizer system installed in the vehicle with a RFID chip based system. Yep. And Hyundai and Kia were just like, that's expensive. Yeah, but we designed it that way, so it's there. It's part of the critical part of the immobilizer system. But we're making millions of these things, man. That's going to be a lot of money. By the time you put, $80 times millions, that's going to be like $80 million. So what if we just leave it out? Do you think anybody will notice? I don't think anybody will notice. And then on TikTok, some kids are making videos about how to take a USB cord, cut it, and then touch the two wires together, and it starts your car. With the keys not even in it. Right? Column lock, the whole deal. And so there's a rash, and here in Cleveland especially, of Hyundai Elantras and Sonatas and Kias being stolen using the USB trick. Right? And the USB trick, and in case you want to know, you can just look it up on, the social medias, because kids are like, hey, look, Dave, it's a Kia. Hey, look, Marty, it's a Hyundai. Let's see if it works. Okay, who's going to break the window? Okay, I'm going to break the window. The window's broken. They slide in. They got a USB cord, or they got one in their pocket that's already nulled out. Pop this baby in. You just pull the plastic down on the column underneath where your knees go. Pull it down, plug it in, car starts. Just like that. So there's going to be a class action lawsuit of the highest order, right? It's out. It's on TikTok, for fuck's sake. But ours is different. Ours hasn't been stolen yet. The sound of me tapping on cutting board. Ours hasn't been stolen yet because ours has the most advanced anti-theft system ever. 6-speed transmission.
Oh, yeah.
Third pedal. Yeah. Third pedal. It's got to filter a few of them out. Yep. The third pedal's got to filter out a few of them.
The kid that I work with has a shirt that says Millennium Anti-Theft Device, and it's a fucking sticker.
Yeah.
Shirt.
Guess what?
It works.
I drive shit that has 4 on the tree, 5 on the tree. Yep. That is super duper anti-theft.
Oh, yeah.
We get rednecks can't steal that shit. Yep. But, they're like, is it a forklift? Yeah.
Well, what's crazy? So I got that thing with, Oscar came over. We got it running Saturday. I put it away that night, went to bed.
Yeah.
Since it was a working truck.
Yeah.
I came out, and it had the big black stripes with the Punisher logos on it. It had a "Don't Take This From Me" on the back, and a Blue Lives Matter.
Somebody
sticker.
auto-zoned it while you were sleeping.
It became Lorain County approved in fucking 24 hours, man. It was crazy. So,
how are you going to find that thing in the parking lot without truck nuts?
I don't know, man.
Oh shit! Yeah, the truck nuts.
Well, I didn't get the wheels that stick out 37 feet from
past
the truck.
the wheel wells.
Yeah,
right.
So that's
We'll have to ask for spacers this Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to work on. I got to get those
plates.
wheels sticking out.
Oh man, that is definitely. It is very hard to see that truck and just not assume.
Are you thinking about trying to throw a dually rear end on it?
I was thinking maybe. I want to get I want to get a leveler kit or maybe a 3 or 4 inch lift.
I was going to say,
then
but
I'll go to
just
37s and then
only
I'll
install lift kit on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the squatty
Stance.
thing. Yeah, the stance.
You got to squat them out, right?
Yeah.
That
But then
South
you definitely
Carolina
got to get the
squat.
the back spacing. So you want to get at least 44 centimeters of back spacing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So that'll
you got to just burn out the wheel bearings as quickly as you possibly can.
With like at least 4 spacers. So you got 4 to 8 inches of spacer.
Yeah,
And
right.
44 millimeters of offset.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So you can hit a bump and all the lug nuts bend at the same time.
Right.
And then the wheels just go wubba-doo, 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 wubba-doo as you're going down the road. It's fucking perfect, man. Yeah. I watch YouTube.
There's a lot on Marketplace too. You see it's like never hit potholes, recently balanced. At least 40,000 miles on tires, but at least another 70 left. It's really good.
I did want to just give a quick shout out because I do want to give some love to our Patreons.
Oh, yeah.
No
We
head mail?
have had,
No head mail?
let's find out. That's a great question. I don't think we have any new. Oh, okay. Phil and crew. Last week I was watching a Showtime show called The Circus. It's a political show. They did the filming at Porco's. Pretty cool seeing the place. I'm hoping to come to when I'm at Vintage Motorcycle Days this year.
Nice.
I really need to see the place. Love you guys. Oh, and the random discussion at the end of the podcast last week was epic. Stumpy John from the Misfits.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
Stumpy.
Hey,
There you go.
Stumpy.
So
Yay.
remember we were talking about the Swedish dude? He wrote us. Check it out. I don't. Maybe you get this. This was his email.
You're going to have to read it for me, buddy.
Well, you have to see the picture.
Okay, it's a tire label, right?
So he says, hey. He says, Swedish West Coast Moto moron. Hey guys, I'm helping a friend in this tire shop and saw this brand that probably is sold under a different name in your region. Thought I should share it with you guys. Jimmy the Swedish fucking Muppet guy.
The Swedish fucking Muppet guy.
Like that.
Borsch Diddy, I think that's how it goes.
And then, wait, where this other one? He said,
Get to the pot.
and then he did, wow, fuck. But he has his Z50 Santa Claus video he sent as
Oh, yeah,
well.
yeah. We've seen that for
Seen
sure.
that one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's doing
Absolutely. So John, Stumpy John, awesome. Thank you very much. Pizza grease. Apparently, pizza grease is now, we have pizza grease as a Patreon. And I'm pretty happy about having pizza grease as a
That
as a
pepperoni
Patreon.
pizza you got tonight is nice and greasy.
Isn't that good and greasy? That thing is so greasy. Yeah, my heart stopped a little bit when I was eating it. It was
I
very
went to
good.
the doctor. I got
Very, very good.
I'm in trouble. I've gotten there.
You've been told.
Well, I've been told.
You've been told.
What's
I need to take. I'm going to be
What am I
on
missing?
blood pressure medicine. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be on statins.
And I got to get fitted for a CPAP.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Apparently, during my sleep study, my blood oxygen levels went
Dropped
down to,
way low.
to 63%.
That's not good.
I had 76 episodes per hour.
Wait, 76
More than
episodes
one a
per
minute?
hour, more than one a minute. You were stopping breathing more than once a minute.
Holy shit.
You're just powering through.
So
Feels like I sleep.
what is
I'm somewhere.
What is
I'm
the
not
title? Like,
conscious.
what,
So these are Wintercraft. I think they're laughing. I think what they're laughing at is that it's from Kumho.
Engineer career?
That always go with you. Kumho tires. I think they're laughing about the whole Kumho thing, the Kumho thing. Right. Yeah, as he said, I'm helping a friend in his tire shop and I saw a brand that probably is sold under a different name in your region. He doesn't believe that Kumho is actually a tire brand that they didn't fix their name before they came to America.
I'm so used to Kuma. I didn't even
We're
think
so
of
used
it.
to Kumho, we didn't
Kumho
even think
tires.
about it.
Yeah, Kumho.
Right.
Gotcha. All
So
right.
you didn't see my come and go beer can koozie down there?
Cum
You know?
dumpster.
I mean, yeah.
It does. It's Kumho. I didn't even
It's
think of
Kumho.
it.
Yeah, it's Kumho. Right. It's not funny anymore because we've been seeing it forever. But yeah, for real. So that's that. Good for us.
I still think it's funny. Come home.
Kumho, exactly.
Every time I see a Kumo tire, I'm going to call it a come home
It's a
from now
Kumho
on.
tire
too.
from now on. Absolutely.
Dirty
You got a
slut.
set of those Kumhos?
Oh, look at you. You got some cum hoes.
Got some fresh Kumhos. Good for you. Yeah, good for you. All right, that's it. I want to go get a cocktail. Anybody else want to come with me?
I'm in.
All right, cool. If that's it, anybody got nothing else? Fuck it. Ride fast and take chances.
Bum, 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 bum.